to get with you. I'll be right beside you in anything that you do. If you run on into you, I'm running into you. I will run into you, anywhere that you go to. Running into you, I will run into you, anywhere that you go to.
When I'm looking for trouble, it's cause I know that I got you. Wanting my best everybody, oh. And it's because of your control. And anytime that I'm out of control, you never let go. I just baby, see how the bounces will be rising, and I'll be right there with you. I may be small, but I'm mighty, and I go on and on. And anybody waits up in here, don't be you, tell her that we are. And if I ever get saved, I'll be running to you.
I will run into you, anywhere that you go to. I will run into you, anytime you come to me, baby, I'm outside. If they wanna be the Judas, if they wanna be the Pharaoh, me I cannot lay low, yo. Me I cannot do that.
More music on trendybeats.com. Music on trendybeats.com.
Anybody wanna fight you, then I come down, already know. I'll be right beside you, at the wall of Jericho. They don't know, they don't know, they don't know what's going on. When I get sick, when I get sick, when I get sick, baby, I'll be soldier for you. Getting the time food. You should know I got it, and you don't need to get me too. I'll be right beside you in anything that you do. If you run into you, I'm running into you, running into you. I will run into you, running into you. Anywhere that you go to, running into you. I will run into you, running into you. Anywhere that you go to.
When I'm looking for trouble, it's cause I know that I got you. Wanting my best everybody, oh. And it's because of your control. And anytime that I'm out of control, you never let go. I just baby, see how the bounces will be rising, and I'll be right there with you. I may be small, but I'm mighty, and I go on and on. And anybody waits up in here, don't be you, tell her that we are. And if I ever get saved, I'll be running to you.
I will run into you, anywhere that you go to. I will run into you, anywhere that you go to. fatal. Me, I cannot lay low, yo. Me, I cannot do that.
More music on trendybeats.com.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Organize. Every other day I organize. DJ YC. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the best mixes from your number one DJ. It's Commissioner DJ YC.
Let's go. I mean what they clean my house. I mean what they wash my car. I mean what they cook my home. I mean what they wash my clothes. I mean what they walk my job. I mean what they hug. What is that saying?
like Bashita. Ask my sister, my music travel no visa. Ask your sister, she never said she not down low. You make you go down low. She never said she not down low. You make you go down low. I'm on day by day, I dey grind, I dey hustle. Make you right one day, that you are with you. Say that my feet up, but that's what it is. Now them get them out, make them run them out. Say them don't know how to, what comes from their birth. Them say them don't know how to, what comes from their family. I go number one, one champion. I go number one, one champion.
So now she's stepping to the little boss. I'll see how they please them and come down. It's just that I
She said,
Loki, all of them done they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys them they know.
let's go. Let's go.
And if you OG, but if you ask them know me.
So please, I've just been informed that the
Hey, what to say? One time.
So I've just been informed that the Vice Chancellor is currently arriving with members of the University Management. Upon the arrival, we are expected to rise to our feet and also applaud them as they make their way to the stage. Once they are here, we take the opening prayer, the national anthem, and the university anthem before I invite us to sit down, after which the protocol for the event will be established. Once again, I want to welcome you all. I know the joy in your heart is too much to bear. We have been anxiously waiting for this moment, so very soon we'll get started. Some of you are eager. Some of you are so happy and excited to be here. You cannot contain your joy. Somebody even said, I won't have lunch. I need to be here. So we are happy that we are here, and we hope that you listen attentively once we get started. Thank you. Please let us rise to our feet. Let us rise to our feet and give the Vice Chancellor a very wonderful welcome. Please, can we give them a round of applause as they make their way, please? Please, you can do better than that. You can do better than that, please. Please, while we're still standing, I'd like to invite to the microphone the University Chaplain, Reverend Festus Osasiri, to give us the opening prayer. Thank you.
O eternal rock of ages, we bless you, we bless your name, we adore you. It has pleased you to bring us together this morning at the instance of one day research lecture, show workshop organized by the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. One day research lecture, show workshop of the organized by and all the lecturers. College of Natural and Applied Sciences, the body research lecture and tell us who's what has needed, organized by what we are enjoying now. College of Natural and Applied Sciences, body research lecture and tell us who's what is needed, organized by what we are enjoying now. To take absolute control of this program from beginning to the end, that your presence will be felt in our midst. Thank you especially for the Vice Chancellor, the Chief Host, Professor Lawrence Kechukwu-Ezeboye, the principal officers, and all others that have succeeded in organizing this program. May your name be exalted. Once again, at the beginning, may you cause us to listen and gain a lot from what we are going to experience. At the end, Father, we will live here blessed and happy, while your name will be highly exalted. Thank Ancient of Days for granting us permission to guide, and your enabling grace that will be sustaining us. I commit and entrust this program to the mighty hands of God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please, we remain standing for the national anthem and the university anthem, please. Please, we're going to sing by word of mouth. If you will take a look at the program for today, the national anthem and the university anthem is there. We're going to start with the national anthem at the count of 2. 1, 2, go. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. The tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our great university, we of the cosmopolitan university, we salute the issue of civilization and honor, rooted in peace and scholarship. You are the beacon of hope. Your products and achievements proclaim your greatness and faith. God bless Ibinian University.
Please remain seated. Please put your hands together for yourselves once again for that wonderful rendition of the anthems. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to once again welcome you to this very important occasion in the research lecture workshop of the Oba Adeyemi Branch of Georgia II College of Natural and Applied Sciences, holding today at the University Library Conference Hall, main campus, Okada. To our visitors, welcome you to Nigeria's premier and still leading private university. Very quickly, I'd like to recognize members of the university management here with us, as well as our esteemed guests. With us today is the chief host and chairman of this occasion, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu Ezemiri, PhD, FAS. Also with us for the occasion today is the guest speaker for today's event. He is Professor Oluwaseun Charles Adetoji. Please can we applaud him? We also have in our midst the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Osaitin George Izemira. Please can we give him an applause? In our midst here is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research, Professor Mrs. Blessing Esse. We also have the Registrar and the Secretary to the Governing Council of the University of Okada, Ahola Ogo. Please can we applaud him? Also in our midst is the University Bossa, Sir Dr. Emmanuel Ohusa in Food and KSC. Please can we appreciate him? Seated also with us today is the Dean Oba Adeyemi Branch of Georgia II College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor Mulu Oku. In our midst also is the Dean, School of Basic Medical Sciences and Director, Center for Climate Change and SDG, Professor Spencer Nwungu. We also have here with us the Director, JPEP, Professor Sunday Josiah. Just arriving now, we have the University Librarian, Professor Lucky Tijani Abusalami. Members of the University Senate here present, directors and heads of units, gentlemen and ladies of the press, I'd like to once again welcome you to this event. Esteemed students of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences, please put your hands together for yourselves. Very quickly, I'd like to invite to the microphone for her welcome address the Dean of Adeyemi Branch of Georgia II College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor Mary Oku. Please can you give her this round of applause?
Good morning, everyone. Your response is too low. Good morning, everyone. So, on behalf of Oba Adeyemi Ogunwusi of Georgia II College of Natural and Applied Sciences, I wish to give the welcome address. First of all, I want to acknowledge the presence of God for making it possible for us to gather this morning. God, to you alone be the glory. Our erudite and indefatigable Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu Ezebunyi, PhD, FAS. Deputy Vice Chancellors that are present here, the Registrar, the Bursar, University Librarian, the Deans and Directors, the heads of the department, distinguished scholars, the invited guests, of course our students that are here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying good morning. Thank you for coming. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to this important research lecture and workshop organized by the Oba Adeyemi Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Your presence here today reflects a shared commitment to advancing scholarship, strengthening research capacity, and positioning our great institution, Ibadan University of Canada, for greater global relevance. I warmly acknowledge the leadership of our erudite Vice Chancellor that have made it possible for us to hold this workshop. Thank you, sir, and the entire university management team for their continued support of academic excellence and research development. Your vision has created an enabling environment where ideas can grow into impactful innovations. I also recognize the invaluable contributions of our deans, directors, and heads of departments whose daily efforts sustain the academic strength of this great institution. Are you sure you are here with me? Are you all? Thank you. Today's research lecture workshop themed Crafting the Grant-Winning Proposal, Research Innovations and Grant Hunting speaks directly to a critical need within our academic community. In the present knowledge-driven world, the ability to secure competitive research funding is no longer optional. It is central to the survival and growth of universities. Strong research ideas alone are not enough. What makes the difference is the ability to present those ideas clearly, persuasively, and in alignment with funding priorities. Many promising research efforts have not reached their full potential, not because the ideas are weak, but because the proposals lacked clarity, structure, or strategic positioning. This workshop therefore comes at the right time. It is designed to equip participants with practical skills for developing proposals that attract funding, foster innovation, and address real societal challenges. We are also gathered to explore the broader landscape of research and innovation. Grant hunting is not merely about securing funds. It It is about identifying opportunities, building collaborations, and translating research into solutions that benefit society. As scholars in the natural and applied sciences, arts and social sciences, engineering and technology, and of course humanities, we are uniquely positioned to contribute to national development through impactful research in areas such as health, environment, community, technology, and industry. I encourage all participants to engage fully and be intentional in these sections. Fortunately, we have an erudite and deeply experienced researcher and professor who has an amazing and remarkable profile. His research prowess in different disciplines is commendable. Please ask him questions, share your experiences, and take advantage of this moment. Let this be a platform not only for learning, but also for networking and collaboration across disciplines. To our resource person and facilitator, Professor Oluwaseun Adetunji, we deeply appreciate your willingness to share your wealth of knowledge and experience. Your insight will undoubtedly shape the research journeys of many of us here, including me myself. As we commence this workshop, it is my hope that each participant will live with renewed confidence, clearer direction, and practical tools to pursue competitive grants successfully. Let us use this opportunity to strengthen our research culture and to contribute meaningfully to the advancement of knowledge and research in Ibadan University, Okada. Once again, I welcome you all and wish you all a fruitful and rewarding section. Thank you very much.
Please, can we appreciate the day once again? Please let us appreciate her. Very quickly, I would like to invite the chief host and chairman of this occasion for his opening remarks. If you put your hands together, we will welcome to the microphone Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu, examining PhD affairs. Please let us applaud him, please.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Please be seated. Please be seated. Good morning, all. Good morning, all. Good morning, all. And good morning, all. How are you all? How are you all? How are you all? Authentic. How are you all? Thank you very much. Our guest speaker, Professor Charles Adetunji, the principal officers of the university, deans and directors here present, our authentic IUO students, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give special tribute to Almighty God for this wonderful opportunity, for the grace to host this very important and significant lecture, workshop, and training all put together in one package. I would like to say this workshop, this training, and this lecture is coming at a time when the university is really bubbling in research. The university is thinking research. The period when the university is speaking research, and the period when the university is acting research. Then you want to find out, why is research this important and significant in the life of an academic? Research provides the platform for pushing barriers and breaking strongholds in academic settings. Research is one platform that provides long-standing solutions for nagging problems. Research is one tool that supports both economic, social, and physical development of any nation. Take it or leave it. Research, incidentally, is the hallmark of an academic. Today, we are gathered to listen to an erudite speaker who is internationally acclaimed. As a matter of fact, we must give our guest speaker, Professor Charles Adetunji, another round of applause, and after that, I'll tell you why. He was supposed to be in Malaysia today as a guest speaker with all other about 6 or 7 international speakers in a very important forum. But he wanted to be here in person. And I had already delivered his lecture online. Prof, we are very grateful. We are very grateful. Innovation, the second keyword, is again the driving force for change. Change, of course, has several dimensions. It goes beyond the classroom. It touches the human system. It changes the environment. Of course, it changes the global outlook. That is innovation. And today, the world speaks about innovation for obvious reasons. And that is why this particular training workshop is dear to us in Igbodo University, because it's going to produce global changes as it starts from this university today. And I looked at the topic. There is an aspect that has to do with grant hunting. I remember in 2018 when I came to this university, the first person I recruited in as my grant hunting personnel is the current dean of the College of Natural and Applied Science, Professor Maureen Upu. As a matter of fact, I made her a desk officer for grant hunting. 8 years after, here she is, hosting the very first grant hunting workshop in the College of NAS. Please pay attention to grant hunting schemes. The guest speaker has also chosen to speak on crafting the grant winning proposal. Anybody who ventures into grant writing has one thing in mind, and that is to win the proposal. But there's always a first step. The the first step is to craft a proposal that will win the grant. And so you see, this workshop is going to be dealing with the rubrics of granting. The rubrics of grants. How you identify grants, how you search for them, how you apply your knowledge. Of course, all the concepts that are required for winning any grant, you will hear them today. Rafa, thank you very much for making this possible. And we insisted that every member of this academic community should share with you. I would also like to have the presentations. I am also interested in participating in the workshop. In any of the teams, I will be there to lend my voice. And I was just mentioning to Prof that recently I was elected into the Council of the Fellows of Academy of Science representing physical sciences. And so I told our guest speaker that this visit is not a one-off visit. As a matter of fact, as the Vice Chancellor of this university, I would like to use this opportunity even before the lecture to invite Professor Charles Adetuchi as a visiting professor in the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we are all ready to listen to our guest speaker. I plead with you to pay attention, bring out your notes, and take as much information you can take away from today's gathering. Grant writing is it, and nothing takes away grant writing in an academic setting. Thank you very much.
Please, we need to keep clapping for the Vice Chancellor as he takes his seat. Please continue clapping. Thank you very much. Very quickly, I would invite to the microphone the university. I would invite to the microphone Dr. Augustine Apoka to take the citation of the distinguished guest speaker for today's occasion. Please can we give him a round of applause as he makes his way. Thank you.
Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, Chief Host Chairman of this occasion, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu-Ezimoye, the guest lecturer, Professor Charles Adetunji, deans, provosts, and directors, principal officers, ladies and gentlemen, and our dear students. It is with profound respect that I present Professor Charles Adetunji, a distinguished scholar, accomplished microbiologist, and globally recognized academic whose work in microbiology, biotechnology, and bioinformatics continues to shape innovation and sustainable development across the world. A round of applause, please. He serves as a faculty member in the Department of Microbiology, Faculty of Science, Edo State University, Yamo, Edo State, Nigeria, where he applies microbial bioprocesses and biological techniques in advancing the sustainable development goals and promoting agrarian transformation through impactful teaching, research, and community engagements. At the Edo State University, Iyamo, he has distinguished himself through several academic and administrative leadership roles, including acting director of intellectual property and technology transfer, head of department, sub-dean, dean of faculty of science, chairman of the grants committee, and the immediate past director of research and innovation. He also holds the historic distinction
of being the first academic in the Department of Microbiology to deliver an inaugural lecture, which is the 11th inaugural lecture of the university, titled Microbial Biosphere, the Global Impact and Underexplored Currency. In addition, he served as a Senate representative in the process of selecting a new Vice Chancellor. His academic career began at the Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria, where he rose from Research Officer 2 to Principal Scientist. His work there focused on functional food development, bioactive compound isolation, food preservation technologies, shelf life extension, and control of spoilage organisms and foodborne pathogens. He would later join Landmark University, Omaron, Kwara State, Nigeria, where he contributed significantly to both teaching and research. His international expertise includes a visiting fellowship at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, Israel, in food safety, as well as research engagement at Wageningen University and Research Center for Development Innovations in the Netherlands. Professor Adetunji is a fellow of the Royal Society of Biology, United Kingdom, Biotechnology Society of Nigeria, Nigerian Young Academy, the Nigerian Society for Microbiology, and an affiliate member of the African Academy of Sciences in Nairobi, Kenya. His academic influence extends globally through visiting professorships at the University of Johannesburg, South Africa, Federal University of Technology at Abeokuta, Center of Biotechnology, Ogun State, Nigeria, National University of Nigeria, Precious Cornerstone University, Ibadan, Nigeria, and the Trinity University, Lagos. He also serves as an instructor at the University of the People, United States of America, and sits on the advisory board of Joseph Ayo Babalola University, Osun State, Nigeria. His international academic engagements are extensive, serving as external examiner, assessor, and reviewer to leading institutions, including University of Helsinki, Finland, University of Johannesburg, South Africa, Addis Ababa University, Ethiopia, Ahmadu Bello University, Nigeria, Covenant University, Nigeria, Landmark University, Nigeria, University of Ilorin, Nigeria. He contributes to major global research and funding frameworks, including the South African Research Chairs Initiative, SACHI, Africa Research Excellence Fund, United Kingdom, Research Foundation Founders Belgium, Fundación General CSI Spain, and Mawazo Fellowship Program in Kenya. He also serves as a consultant and project peer reviewer to the government of the Republic of Serbia and the senior expert to the National Research Foundations of South Africa. He coordinates the 1000 Scientific Trials Program based in the United States of America that covers 58 African countries. A round of applause, please. His research excellence has attracted competitive grants and support from major international bodies, including the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, India, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, the World Academy of Sciences, Italy, Netherlands Fellowship Program, Royal Academy of Engineering, United Kingdom, Agency for International Development, Cooperation, Israel, and the Third Fund, Nigeria. Professor Adetunji is globally ranked among the world's leading scientists, including recognition in the Stanford University top 2% scientists list and associated global impact rankings. He is ranked first among the top 500 prolific authors in Nigeria in microbiology and related disciplines by Scopus, and also ranked among the top researchers in biological and agricultural sciences across 58 African countries. He is further recognized as a scholar, GPS top scholar, placing him within the top 0.5%
over 30 million global scholars in life sciences and microbial sciences. His scholarly output is remarkable with over 900 publications. More than 60 books and over 600 book chapters, numerous patents and publications in leading journals such as the Lancet and Nature Medicine. He was a global scholar of H-index of 49 and I-10 index of 308. For those that don't understand that metric, it means that he has been cited by 308 publications at least 10 times. It is interesting that it was this morning we were telling him that the figure he gave to us was wrong, because as I was checking it, we realized that it had updated. Thank you. So we continue. He has, as of this morning, he has over 702 papers on Scopus in those journals. And a Scopus H-index of 42. That is very difficult to get. So this generation will say, clock it, clock that. All right. He has participated in over 100 international conferences across multiple continents, serving as invited speaker, plenary speaker, keynote speaker, panelist, and session chair. He also serves as a reviewer for over 100 international journals, including Nature, Communications, Earth and Environment, and +1. His research contributions have been recognized by Sevilla for alignment with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In scientific leadership, he serves as immediate past president and chairman of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Bioinformatics and Genomics Network Society, and is currently president of the Mitotoxicological Society of Nigeria. He has served in leadership roles within Nigeria Young Academy and Nigeria Society for Microbiology, and holds strategic positions across West African scientific bodies and national advisory committees. He also serves as a senior expert with the African Union Development Agency, NEPAD, Center of Excellence in Science, Technology and Innovation, South Africa, and Vice Chairman of the Technical Expert Committee of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON. He has received numerous international awards, including the Science of Peace Award in Italy, the Meritorious Leadership Award of the Genetic Society of America, the Distinguished Scientist Award from VAUDA, and the Outstanding Leadership Award of the American Chemical Society, among many others, recognizing excellence in research, mentorship, and global scientific leadership. Beyond academia, Professor Adetunji has mentored numerous scholars across undergraduate, postgraduate, and postdoctoral levels globally, including at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, India. He contributes to intellectual property development, grant acquisition, research design, and capacity building for emerging scientists. He also provides strategic advisory services to industry, government, and international organizations in microbiology, food science, and nanotechnology. Nanotechnology, circular economy, bioeconomy, post-harvest systems, and biotechnology. He has also facilitated multiple international collaborations and institutional partnership. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Charles Oluwaseun Adetunji stands as an erudite scholar, prolific researcher, and visionary scientific leader, whose work continues to redefine the frontiers of science, innovation, and sustainable development globally. He is the convener of the recent Advances in Biotechnology Conference, an annual international platform established to advance scientific excellence in microbiology and biotechnology. May I, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu Ezemoye, PhD FAS, this distinguished audience and the academic community warmly welcome Professor Adetunji to delivering his guest lecture. We look forward to his scholarly insights, which are which we are confident will further enrich our understanding and inspire continued excellence. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
To God alone be all the glory. I want to start to say without God factor, everything is not possible. So I give it back to God, all the citation, because here is somebody that is standing on the leverage and the wings of the grace of God. So I give God all the glory. Having said that, I want to appreciate our father in science. I come in the hasting of our time. Something made me to take my flight from Belgium to Nigeria the day before yesterday. I landed in Lagos yesterday, and I decided not to go to Malaysia because last year I was there as the only professor. 4 of us were invited. I was the only one from Africa to talk on Academy of Science. But I read the Vice Chancellor's profile. I believe it's an insult for me not to come here. So I was so shocked to the point that he's also a distinguished and memorable professor of eminence and a member of us, which is the highest governing body of science in Nigeria, and represent an affiliate of Africa of Science. So I count it as a privilege that I would rather choose to lose more than $5,000-$10,000 and come and be taught by Ibinero University. And today, I can see the reason why God wanted me to be here. So my visitor, on standing ovation, helped me celebrate a man, an epitome of science, the man that knows what he's doing. It's a great blessing for our generation. Thank you very much. Having said that, I want to appreciate the dean of the faculty for this great privilege, Professor Ockwell, for recognizing and for inviting me. I do not take it for granted. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Administration, I recognize the librarian and the bursar, and everybody on the IT. We are distinguished professors in the house. I count it as a privilege to be in front of you. I'm not here this morning to come and talk. It's going to be interactive. I know I have so many slides. I'm going to move very fast. At the same time, the main message will be passed across. So this morning, I don't want to go straight to grant writing. If I go straight to the grant writing without us knowing why we're supposed to be here, I was shocked when the Vice Chancellor read my first slide beyond the classroom. In fact, his speech summarized everything. I was even thinking I should go back to Malaysia. So because he's very intelligent to the point that he never see my slide, and he summarized all my talk. So let's give him a round of applause again for doing very well in science. So having said that, this morning, I hope the token is working. Oh. Because I will need it to work. I can be very fast with it. But I have a lot of slides. I have control. But it's not working. It's not working. Maybe I will go and go for you from the back. Because move very fast. It won't work for me. I have to control it myself. Because why I have over 800 slides, and for the first preparation, and after that on grantmanship, almost 500 slides. So I have to move at my pace to ensure everybody get across. So control for me will not work. It's working now. Thank you. So, research effectiveness in administration. How do we optimize people, process for research excellence? So today's talk is about system level transformation, not just administrative improvement, while the sovereign level live to fail in our academic environment. Or I don't know. So moving from paperwork manager to strategic enabler, align administrative process with national research goal, while productivity depends on admin efficiency, not just a researcher, but brilliancy. So, having said that, we need now to build productivity-driven culture. Now, what is the highest form of economy? Knowledge-based economy. You see me talking about the Vice Chancellor, I have to profile him. We are now in the world that you provide everything. These have gone beyond these standards. Standard confirm itself. Your network will determine your network. Your attitude will determine the attitude you are going to scale. Once you are not there, you are not there. We must build productivity. If Nigeria is going to get it right, it is the people. We might be black, our brain is not black. Evolving role of administrator now need to move from paperwork, and how do we solve this problem? Now we are not talking about pre-award, post-award, common inefficiency in proposal development, tools workflow that can make things to accelerate. Using research management effectively, automation repetitive, data-driven decision. Now we are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Now, budget planning is another thing we are going to be talking about. Transparency in fund management. How do we avoid compliance? Oh, I think I need to come and, let me come and stay at the back and make it work. Okay, because it's not working perfectly for me. So, compliance without complexity will need ethical approval and simply compliance. Identify administrative time waster. Delegation and priorities, these are some of the topics we are going to talk. Skill in modern research administrator needs a lot of improvement. Training and professional development. Without leadership and training, nothing is going to work. Leveraging of collaboration and partnership. We need to examine our internal collaborator and external based on multidisciplinary approach. Key performance indices for research organization need to be kept. Monitoring and impact beyond. Continuous development is another thing. Infrastructure limitation and funding constraints, we are going to be talking about it. What are the challenges? AI have come to stay. How should we use it? Does it have any ethical implication? Now, the whole world has been stipulated to increase drastically to 9 billion is some years to come. Oh. Let me be using that one, don't worry. Okay. So, it has been stated that the whole world is going to increase drastically to 9 billion in the year 2050. So, how do we maintain a cleaner city? I saw a video when people were taking some more on fire. And we have researches. Many people are dying of hunger. We produce graduates. Can we call them entrepreneurs? So, today's topic is highly encompassing. Why does it matter? Oh, thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for the technical team. They are doing very fine. They kept the best for the last. So, why does it matter in 21st century? It's because of the increasing in global population, climate changes, need for green alternatives. I was in Netherlands and a lot of this country, I saw that there are so many things we have here that we have not focused attention. So, economic growth. Any nation that its university is not increasing the GDP of that nation does not want it. That is the essence of a university. And I'm happy today, our leader, distinguished Vice Chancellor, is going to lead us, even become a minister very soon. I can see that. Because I was so impressed with the level of his citation and what he has done with WHO, which many people might not appreciate. But as a scholar, I sincerely appreciate that. And it matters a lot. Now, why do brilliant researchers underperform? So many people have in their mind that they are intelligent, but they have never been invited anywhere. This year alone, by the grace of God, I've been invited for over 65 countries to come and talk as a keynote speaker. So, I'm not saying it to show off. Everything I say here, I'm not showing off. There are evidence to back it up. So, why do brilliant researchers underperform? Researchers from lecturing, from students. So, perceived productivity challenge despite the very high expert. There are a lot of key barriers like administrative, fragment, delay in funding cycle, a lot of things. Most problems are systemic, not individual. Challenges and opportunity, researchers need to tap and go beyond journals. Many of us are writing paper to get promoted. It's not going to solve any problem. Until when we go behind the silo of writing paper and do research for favorism, for promotion, that is when we can get it right. I remember a lot of times they've invited me in so many countries that have the university have research institutes, they have industry. They will say, Prof, you told us that you have this patent. Now they will lock the door. They will lock me indoor for 1 year. Produce it out if truly you are a researcher. Assuming I've been formulating results, I've not been doing it, how will I get it right? Limited funding, yes, is there, but somebody like me, by the grace of God, I was able to navigate a problem of funding. Poor transition policy is another thing. Brain drain, Japa syndrome is another thing. Bridging the gap until we begin to engage in industry. How many of us are bringing the industry to our lab before we conceptualize work? So who are we solving the problem for? Any solution you are doing does not have your community in hand, it does not worth it. Any research you are doing that does not have impact, it does not worth it. Now, we are going to the Master Institute MIT promote open course, knowledge-based circulates a great impact. 6 months ago, I was written by a big publisher, Francis and Taylor, or Taylor and Francis in US, that my book, 50 copies of it were bought by MIT. Now, the publisher is asking me, Prof, when are you going to write the second volume? When will your book be on the shelf in US, in UK? We might be black, our brain is not black. Digital transformation, AI, I've come to say, it's going to increase interconnectivity and global. Research for sustainable development is going to reduce poverty, education, and a lot of things. Research is central to achieving global targets. So, this was why I said the Vice Chancellor saw my slide. Research, scientific research beyond the classroom in Nigeria. Practical situation. Until when we go beyond the classroom, what is going to happen? I want to share this story. There was a time I was a visiting scholar to Germany, Humboldt University precisely. When I got there, I saw that this Professor Herrick was one of the most richest professors. I don't like money, but I like what money can do. So I quickly told the president, who is the vice chancellor, that, sir, like our VC here, sir, please change my lab, sir, to Professor Herrick's lab. Because I know the kind of sander I use in coming to Germany. But I don't want to go back in the same way. Let me be the man that hooked Jacob, that hooked the angel, change my story. So that my story. So I quickly switched to Professor Herrick. So when I got to Professor Herrick, I discovered that he has biological sciences that is well robust and a book of life, which I will still show some other time. And he got almost 7,000 euro every day. Now, 7,000 euro every day times 30 is how much? Times 365 is how much? I now got to know why he's one of the... I went to Agility University, the same scenario. I have to switch lab to the most richest professor. I don't like money, but I like to associate with people that have money. So, same work. This was the book. And a lot of things. Something happened in my university precisely in the month of February, where I won $5 million to Edo State University, and I was able to give my vice chancellor 150 million. That is our calling as a scientist. If the management cannot get a grab of what you are doing, it does not worth it. We have to contribute our quota to our department, to the faculty, and to the university. So this is showing the award letter given to me as a distinguished professor to grant writing. Whoever that will give a clothes that doesn't have a clothes doesn't worth collecting clothes from the person. So these are some of the little grants by the grace of God. So WE technology and curriculum reform needs to stay. Are we talking about BB maths or CC maths? Is CC maths or BB maths really our problem? Or we need to go back to local context? Indigenous knowledge, God has blessed us with a lot of things. Until when we go back to search for indigenous solution in resolving our indigenous challenges, nothing is going to work. So we need to conceptualize research productivity, multidimensional construct, out paper, patent innovation are there. Is it really our problem? How do we now translate? Until we embrace translational science, nothing is going to work. So I came up with a multi-planning model that productivity is equal to output times impact over time. Expanded model will be productivity, human capital, infrastructure, and a lot of other things. So I emphasize that administration is a multiplier that can help us to get it. A system thinking approach, a system is perfectly designed to get results. If it's not getting results, it does not worth it. We need to diagnose gap. Many of us, why we are not getting it right is that we are repeating what has been done in literature. Effect of aloe vera on water, effect of water slapping on water, water slapping on miracle water slapping water, water embracing aloe vera diagnosing this one. It's not going to go anywhere. It's high time we focus to the community. You have to go back to the community. What is the problem? What are you going through? Until you do that, nothing is going to happen. Strategic role as we, as administrator, in research is that funding intelligence is very important. Ethical budget control, clerical support to strategic partner productivity is going to go a long way. There are many of these countries where I have served as a resource person in terms of grants and research. I discovered that many of them have theory. One of the theories is system theory, learning theory, time allocation theory, and cost economics theory. I'll be talking about comparative identity theory by Professor Ricardo as I will go on. So, lean research administrator, efficiency is doing what is already being done. So, we have to identify a lot of work optimization that can make our work to get improved and lot of that. Digitalization have come to say there is nothing we can do about it. Data-driven administration, financial stewardship is also there. We must avoid underutilization, misallocation, and a lot of other things. So compliance optimization is also there. Solution, rules-based compliance and stream approved process, they are very, very important. So we need to focus more. Human capitalization is very, very important. Collaboration about the ecosystem is very, very important. Until when industry, the Central University, I was a visiting scholar to Ibu University. It is not every time you go to cooperative or bank, your solution can take you to Jerusalem or what's it called? Mecca. So there was a time I discovered something that can extend the shell of orange for 2 years, and I was invited by Ibu to come there, and I was there, and I spoke with the Nobel laureates. They are Jews, many of them, and I discovered that their sources is because they interact more with the industry, researchers, and the university. Now, this is one of the industry that I'm partnering with in the US, and I've sent them. Now, for some of the universities we have collaborated with, they make up to $100,000 to $200,000 every month. This is it on the screen. So, we cannot leave industry out if we are going to get it right. They play a major role. Now, role of the universities. University must encourage undergraduate research, which we are doing, graduate research we are doing, support interdisciplinary projects, reward impact, not just for publication. Role of students, all of us here students, we have to ask bold questions, engage community, seek mentorship, embrace collaboration, pursue problem-driven research, which builds a lot of curiosity. National responsibility in society where research from a policy. Innovation drive economy. Young minds solve local problems. The power of the rise is beyond walls. Now, somewhere, sometimes, incredible is waiting to be known. Segal said that. Beyond the classroom, like the Vice Chancellor said, we must now go beyond the classroom. Beyond the laboratories, beyond the publication. How many of our innovations have been documented? Because this is a key driver for economy. We are complaining Nigeria is that. University is supposed to be a hub, a center of excellence that will resolve the global problem. I have this question. System, 2, people, what needs to change? Let's ask ourselves, what needs to change? Is it system? Is it 2? Is it people? What actually needs to change? In December, I was given the most distinguished professor in biotechnology in India. But something shocking I came across when I saw undergraduate student that is a multimillionaire. I was so curious that how could this be? In his town, Uttar Pradesh, they produce a lot of tomatoes. And all these tomato waste, he converted them for the first time to shoe and female bag. Let me show the picture. This is a picture of the guy. So I was so impressed. I talked to the guy. How come? How did you do it? He said nobody has been great from his family. He wants to change the narrative. Tell your neighbor, I am changing the narrative from my family. I am changing the narrative of this great university. I'm going to pursue. I will capture. I will dominate. You will soon come and celebrate with me. So, I was so curious and very impressed. I was so women in India too. They were making a lot of things and a lot of things. I saw in Netherlands, waste milk is made into t-shirts. This was the shoe from the tomato waste. This was the shoe from the tomato waste that you can Google it online. I've already given the lectures of this slide to everybody so that everybody can benefit from it, actually. So, not only that, they make a female bag. Ask your neighbor, what innovation are you planning to go from this university? What innovation are you going to place on the map of this university? Ask your neighbor. So, not only that, I saw another professor in UK that made billions from pineapple waste. So, Dr. Kamara said design is not just about products, design is about responsibility. Dr. Kamara Mishra made this, and this is the professor. He made a lot of things from pineapple waste. Ask your neighbor, what is the waste? What is that kitty in the environment you have been thinking of, you never had on? When are you going to take step? So, this was the professor there at the middle, and you can see people gathering to come and listen to her. How she was doing wonder with tomato waste, with pineapple waste. We have many of these around us beyond that, but what have we been doing with them? So, she make bags, pineapple, and a lot of other things. So, emerging challenge. Many of us are far, far better than Charles here, but we are limited by funding. How much is our salary? ATM without card. But we have been managing. We look at our fathers, our senior professors, how they have even sustained with small money. Many of them have a lot of idea, vast amount of idea. But is there funding to execute many of these things? We need to advocate for funding. Infrastructure and policy needs to be changed. Policy reform, adoption of low technology needs to be adopted. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity, Albert Einstein said. Now, the roadmap to become a globally recognized professor and distinguished professor. If you want to be distinguished as a professor, I gathered this because I know excellence in research is not a moment of brilliance, but is a matter of discipline, curiosity. Global recognition follows those who create knowledge. We just need to embrace it. There are 20 steps I'm going to give us. Number 1, earn a PhD in academic field. Develop expertise in a focused research area. Build a strong and unique research identity. Publish constantly in top-tier journal. Not journal put my name, I can get promoted. Publish in Nature. There was a time I was mentoring my wife. She's also an academic and HOD in a university. But now, I discovered that she now has more paper than me in Lancet. When they were rating professor number 1, she's number 31 throughout Nigeria. And I'm so glad to have that. Your network will determine your net worth. If you continue to bring people down at the administration of that, then you will join people that are losing. But if you join the winning team, you will be among the winning team. Increase citation and overall research influence like H-index. Increase in citation is very important. Collaborate with researchers all over the world. Build a global network. Gain visibility and recognition in your field. Excellence in teaching is very, very important. There was one of my students, when I traveled, I don't remember, maybe Switzerland some time ago, before coming back, they were showing this student because he's about to have a first class. So I just let it go. And one day, the mother called me, Prof, your student is about to kill himself with a rope. Thank God, women are very, very powerful. Women they have a very powerful spirit. So he entered the room and saw the boy almost kill himself and called the dad. So they quickly rescued the situation. So they gave him phone. He said, Vicky, you want to kill yourself? Which day do you want to die? Because somebody does not want you to make first class. It's not about your class of degree. It's about your impact. Have you seen people that have top class that are better than first class? Have you seen people that are not in any position? They are being celebrated all over the world. It is what you carry that will carry you. And that will not make you to have a carryover. And you must know, definitely, you are a kind of generation that are going to generate this generation in this generating period of generals that are going to generate uncommon general that are not general to general people. So, if you are to get it right, you need to build a robust and manage a productive research group. Contribute something meaningful to groundbreaking. Receive award and honor. The CV of our Vice Chancellor is enough for us to know maybe we will get it right or we will not get it right. I'm telling you the truth. It's not a joke for you to become a fellow of Academy of Science. You must have gone through thick and thin and be an experienced lecturer. So achieve sustained impact over years. So many people are in research to sleep with ladies. It's not going to work. To collect money is not going to work. To form cabal against management is not going to work. Against HOD, against D, it's not going to work. Place of mentorship, all these are Baba here. They didn't get there by joke. So many students hate their lecturers for no reason. Why? And you want to get it right. It's going to be very difficult. Sorry if I make so many enemies here today. I'm a very blunt and straightforward person. So we need to sustain that. These are some of the things we are using. Now, I, as a person, I've been fortunate by the grace of God to have some of these grant body that I review for. So these are some of the certificates in UK. And there, I assess professors in South Africa to show maybe they are entitled for grant 5 to 10 years. These are the evidence. And also, I give the position of microbiology professors in South Africa, NRF, also, maybe their position. Also, that is a microbiology society affirming me as number 1 distinguished professor in microbiology after being rated by Scopus in Sevilla, Netherlands. Also, some of these things. Mentorship. We need to mentor the upcoming students because they are the future of tomorrow. Many of them jump out because they don't know what they contain. But I'm very sure this lecture is going to expose us. So, review and a lot of other things, it must just be. There was a time I was consulting for more than 30 countries in Africa. So one of them have to come to Lagos. We need to train them. They need to get it right. Until we begin to do that, nothing is going to happen. So, that is only when you can be rated. I'm top 2% rated professor by Stanford University in the US because of the impact. Somebody says about impact. Tell your neighbor it's about impact. Tell your neighbor make impact. Make IUO great. IUO authentic. IUO. So these are some of the certificates as given to me by Stanford University as one of the most long-standing, distinguished, impactful professors. To God be the glory. The top 2% we were talking about, 0 out of 30 million professors, these were the certificates. So that somebody will not say Prof is just making out. Being rated number 1 in Africa in terms of biological sciences and agriculture, that is the evidence. And some of the evidence of the professors are assessed all over the world. Series editor of over 1,000 books, and by consultancy for so many governments from America, Europe, and thereabouts. There was a time I was invited by the Minister of Agriculture when there was problem of food insecurity in Nigeria. By the ministers, I went to the minister to give a policy. Now, many of us, it's not that we don't have what can change the world. When last did you write to the government? Can you ask your neighbor, when last did you write to the government? If you write, not to bogus, half a page, they read and they reply. So, there was a time a policy, when Nigeria agriculture was banned to Europe, I was a consultant. So, you can see as a researcher, we are agents of change. I went to a lot of bioreform in Germany where they were doing policy reform, and I discovered that what we have is more than enough, and G20 summit also, is more than enough to change the whole world. But if you have not prepared for the challenge, who will invite you? What will you say in the hall where we have professors of 60 years old, 50 professors of 70 that are doing research? So grace can help, but we need to be hardworking. There are 3 Ds of life that have helped me. diligence, discipline, and dedication. This year marked 20 years I have watched television. Who is to be watched must not be caught watching. Our research must outlive us. It's a life of impact. Any research you are doing, I cannot do it, you get it right. My children were not copying my idea. Before I know it from my state, they now become best in English. If I want you to them, they will say, speak normal English. It's about impact. We are real. That's these children and community they are looking at. We need to be very. So we measure collaborative grant funding index. What gets measured gets improved. So I'm going to say a lot of great study. By economy, I've said it. We have so many things in Africa that can help us. Professor Richard Tabo said something. Each country must now go back to what they know how to produce best. This professor is one of the greatest. I have to switch to economics, to be reading economics, to understand the theory. Because many of us, we just focus on science. When last did we relate with social scientists? When last did we relate with people in arts? That's why I like the vice chancellor for inviting all the faculties to be available. Because if we are going to solve the global problem, we will come together. So, Professor Richard Tabo said something that we must not focus. It was when we discovered oil, our problem started in Nigeria. Nobody now goes to farm again. All this ethnic and a lot of other things. So he said we now need to focus. Now, let's ask ourselves, what is Nigeria known for? What do we produce? Okay, maybe let me not talk too much so that I can get my political appointment. Okay, so Ricardo model was here, and this is the theory in economics that was used. Now, during my inaugural lecture, something happened that was very fascinating. Almost 10,000 to 12,000 people came all over the world to listen to the inaugural lecture talk. And more than 31 came from these houses. I began to interact with the king and the chiefs. I've never stepped into the palace. I'm not a politician. They say it was the impact from the student and lecturer that brought all of them. I look forward to a day we are going to be the determining factor in our community. So we need to work further. I can give some of the. So people are now making biodegradable something for us, and in agriculture there are a lot of technology like biopesticide, biosensors, and a lot of other things. Some of my students now, they've now developed some biosensor that can dictate pests and any spoilage on farm. So I'll be able to produce a lot of sample like genetically modified using golden rice and a lot of other things, herbicide resistance, CRISPR, and a lot of things that have impacts on agriculture and a lot of other more things. So PCR, insulin, artemethin, and a lot of other modes, nitrogen fertilizer, penicillium, cyanobacteria, and a lot of other things like that. So as I said, the world population is going to increase. What are the major goals of our time? How do we achieve food security? Avoid dangerous climate change, health challenges, we produce students. What is their hope? Now, from our lab, we produce a lot of nanotechnology, nanopesticides, nanofungicides, and a lot of other more. And there was a time I was invited by the US government to help in writing a textbook. So we came up with 6 of these textbooks. Many of them you find them on Amazon. If you need any one of them, I'm ready to give it to you. So what matters is that what impact are you going to leave that will outlive you? It's very, very important we take note. So let me quickly share some of my work before we go to the grant writing we are here for. So these are some of the things I've discovered in terms of, since I saw the topic that talk about research and innovation, I've been able to discover a bioherbicide that can help as a replacement to synthetic herbicide. We have done the molecular characterization, and we have done the metabolomic and the production of the environment. We went further to the environment to show the environmental safety and non-target effects of this particular bioherbicide. It has been documented, and we have been able to show that it's eco-friendly because it's established a kind of good relationship between the soil enzymes, soil organisms, and a lot of that increase in CO2 evolution, organic carbon content, a lot of enzyme activity increases during and these are my students during the production. The question is, how many of the students are we carrying along in the laboratory? Do we really go to the laboratory or even leave it to them? So these are some of the things we have been able to produce. We need to be encouraged. Now, After my sojourn in microbiology, I have to go back to abroad to go and study chemistry. That was where I learned proton NMR, carbon NMR, COSI-35, DEF-35, DEF-45, 135, COSI, and a lot of other more in order to do my microbiology very well. So it's very, very important that you learn so many other skills. So we are in high time that you said this is the course I have done. And this was the active ingredient. So after I discovered that, the vice chancellor of the university said, Prof, you cannot go back to Nigeria. We will lock you inside. So I was locked inside this room here. This was the room I was locked. That truly, you need to produce this as a technology for us to see now. If truly you have done. If I have not optimized, if I have not standardized, how will I produce this inside an industry? It's going to be very, very difficult. So we need to work together. And that work, unknown to me, got me as one of the most distinguished professors in the whole of Asia. That is the award ceremony. So you can see, when you do it right, you will get it right. So these are some of the work. And when last did you carry farmer along in your work? So who is going to adopt the technology you are using? We need to carry the community, the farmers, the end users. That is only when we can get our research very right. Economics, we do a lot of economic comparison, patents from our work. Carbon nanotube, there was a time, like 2 years, I've been invited by the Chinese government, and we are currently working on carbon nanotube, both the single and the double wall carbon nanotube, because it helps in a lot of agriculture and a lot of environment. Something got me fellow of the Royal Society in London. I'm going to share to this morning. During Christmas, we kill chicken and throw the feeder away, and during layer we throw all this feeder away. So when I started from university, from science to university, I came to Landmark University and I saw Bishop Oyedepo has a very big farm, but they dump many of these things on the farm. So I was thinking how to convert weight to wet. Now, because these have constituted a lot of economical and ecological challenge, so I came up with a kind of immobilizer enzyme that could biodegrade some of these keratinase substance. So when using this many of these things, and they have been able to produce, these are the chicken that we fed, and that is the enzyme. And this is the challenge. Can you spot a challenge in your community? How do you want to solve it? How do you want to go about it? So we use immobilized enzyme. This is my BSc students. You can see the immobilized enzyme that we use. So you must be engaged in research. It's beyond laboratory. It's beyond class. It's beyond that. And this was what got me this fellowship as a Royal Society of Biology in UK. You must solve a problem to be recognized. You must solve a problem before you be called. So if I go straight to grants, fine, we will have all the skills. I will still go there now. But without preparing a foundation, the grant, what are we going to write grant on? That's why I said, let me start with these small nuggets and a lot of other things. So there was something, they used to take pepper soup beside my house. They would just throw the leftover, the crab something away. So I asked the woman to be gathering all the crab for me. Because when I went back to study chemistry, I understand that from chitin, you can get a chitosan to the process of demineralization, depolarization, and deactivation, and you get chitosan. So I now use chitosan with a lot of some other formulation that can extend the shelf life of fruit and oranges for more than 2 years. And that was what got me to Israel. And I'm now a JP because of orange. I can extend it. So the Israel government said, Prof, come and show it to us. How you do it? So I entered into the jets. I was enjoying everything. I picked the snail, I picked the fish that all the witches in my house did not allow me to eat on time. So that is it. You need to do science to be recognized. It's very, very important. So this is me here in Hebrew University, and these are some of the hosts and the principal officers during my visits, showing them how to extend that. So the same thing with some other thing we have, like organism. Mentorship. Is very, very important and very, very jamming. So we need to key into this. That is the only way that we can get it right. Now, if we are to solve global problem, ask your neighbor, are you ready to solve global problem? But you must start from your community. Ask your neighbor, are you ready to solve the global problem? But you have to start from your community. So I want to tell us one more thing. Somebody will say, is everybody that is a wet laboratory or wet scientist? You don't need to be a pure scientist to solve problems. When last did you collaborate with the social scientists or people in arts? Because collaboration is the main thing. These are some of the biosensors we have discovered that can help us to synthesize a lot of tests from that. During COVID-19, something happened. Melinda Gates funded some of our research because we discovered that cassava mosaic virus infected a lot of things, and cassava is our staple food. And what we discovered really helped us in mitigating this way when we are combining the biological process, cellular ontology, and molecular functions. And the work was done in more than 30-something countries in Africa, and we have been able to get a good result. So you don't need to wait until when you have funding. So cytochrome P450 is another major thing. Melinda Gates, that was the award from Melinda Gates and a lot of other things. So at this point, I would like to stop so that I will start on the grant training that we came for. The lecture will be available for everybody, but let me quickly go to the grant training something. So we can see from what I have said that here we have some bacteria that can consume plastic. So you must be known for something to be able to solve the global problem. So at the end of the day, that is what can help us to realize sustainable development goal. So the last one I will talk about before I rest, how we discover human bone from egg waste. This was how, because we discovered that allografting and lofting have been a major problem when people have accidents. So we came up using bio-based material in Canada, and this was about to be patented in New Delhi in India. So these are some of the work that we have done in that regard. This one is from my supervisor. He sell it to Hero and make more than 40 million every month from this work. You can imagine a professor that makes 40 million every month. What was he looking for? So I show this not to show off. Ask yourself, before retirement, what products am I going to be known for? Because this talk is going to give us a lot of curiosity. So these are some of the work we have done in terms of ABBA and a lot of other things that we have. Some we just discover how we can generate electricity from waste and a lot of that. Because these are the things we can write grants on and have been able to help us to produce it. Now some people are now making a lot of billions of dollars from enzyme realized from Gary processing because they produce a more thermostable enzyme. This morning, the lecture I gave in Malaysia online is how they could use enzyme to produce block and cement. If you don't have cement, you use bacteria to produce cement. Now, we are now converting urine as a binder to produce block for people that cannot avoid cement. As agent of change, my distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we need not to avoid. Now we are converting sugarcane by gas to plates. That's what they are using to serve food now. What are we doing with our own sugarcane? Now we have a lot of termitarium. Now we have produced some drugs from made drugs of some termites that produce some of these particular important things. What are we doing with so many things that we have? We have so many sparadrara, so many aloe vera around us. What are we doing with them? They generate a lot of billions of dollars to some other time we produce biosurfactants from some of the microorganisms that we have, and industry and science need to work together. Until we come together, nothing is going to be resolved. So there was a professor, I want to talk about it. He produced 40 types of rice in India. So the president invited him, and we were there together with the president. It's about impact. If you are not making impact, nothing is going to work. About Esther said something. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting the same results, is not going to work. So on blue economy, we are surrounded with a lot of river. What are we doing with the river? Where is the greatest form of economy? Ocean. We can tailor our research. World Bank give a lot of things from that we can get. So until we relate with government, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to work. So we need to work together. We need to teamwork. We need to collaborate. That is only when we can get to that. This is the president of India and the professor. When are you going to be invited by the president? He invited me, we were there with the wife. He produced 40 different types of rice in India. So it's very, very important. Startup, commercialization. Let me say this. Anything you cannot commercialize, this was when I was invited by all the vice chancellor in Kwara State on grantmanship like this. So we need capacity development, which is what we are also doing. That is the only thing that can help us to overcome the process. So entrepreneur is the major thing that can help us. There was a time I was invited in Johannesburg to come and examine the PhD students. And I didn't know. I'm doing myself favor. So I read the thesis line by line and helped the students. So before I know it, this particular student was given the best graduated student in the whole of South Africa. And the vice chancellor asked, who was the external examiner that examined the students? And that was why I became the second professor after Wole Soyinka to deliver a public lecture at the university podium, by the grace of God. The good you are doing today will definitely pay for you. People might not celebrate you today, but I can assure you it will come back to you. So this is me during the public lecture that was given last year. So you can see, before you write grant and you do all this kind of thing, it's very, very important to do this. Community development, you cannot stop it. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So the big message before I round up here and go to the grantmanship, harnessing the power of our entrepreneur will shape the thriving, sustainable economy of tomorrow. Community outreach, there was a time CBN government, Emefiele, came to our lab in Edo. That is in there, in Edo University. When you are doing it, government will look for you. When you are bringing changes, we are agents of change. So we need to catch them. When last did you visit people in primary school that do not have hope? When last did you visit people in secondary school that do not have hope? Advocacy. To the research administrator, we have a pivotal fostering connection between scholars and the wider community. By guaranteeing research endeavor, it's going to help us. Absolutely anonymous and faculty trainings happen. Something happened that brought me an appointment in the African Union, AUD. I went to Mozambique and another country one day, and back to, I don't know, maybe Portugal, so I can't remember. So I saw a black man that approached me. He said, Prof, I think I'm supposed to have been a professor, but my paper is not being assessed. So when I said, okay, no problem, during the night dinner, when I'm about to have my dinner, so I told the Vice Chancellor and the DVC, they said, Prof, lead us in the course and take food. I said, I'm not angry, but because one of my fellow Nigeria is not promoted. The way you package your students matters a lot, and your colleagues matters a lot. We need to give whoever God has blessed. Whoever God has chosen, we cannot do something about it. Who have the DVC, have the DVC, there is nothing we can do. Who have the VC, have the VC. Who is the governor, is the governor. Whoever God has elect, God has elect. There is nothing we can do about it. So, I talked with the VC that, sir, he said, why are you not eating, Prof? I said, I'm not eating because I discussed during the lunch break, somebody is there that's supposed to be a professor and is not a professor. He said, oh, if you could say somebody and you are our assessor, I think we should assess. And when I talk to the person, I know after I have to tell the person, oh boy, go and wake up. I've talked with the VC. They will consider your paper. The man became a professor. When there was a call in African Union Development, and that's how I became a consultant in African Union Development, and to the Serbian government, many of them, that was the main route. He was the main, when he became a professor, he was now the chief executive that screened my own CV. Out of 1,000 applicants, who do you think is going to select? So, if you are blocking people, you are blocking yourself. If you are doing people, you are doing yourself. If you are promoting people, you are promoting yourself. Because we cannot just continue to be evil. There are a lot of evil in black land. And that's why we are not thriving and we are not making progress. So we need a lot of collaboration. The South Administrator and a lot of other things need to become in place if we are going to solve it. So, let me talk about this one. Why do we have Japa syndrome? There was a time I was rated #1 most published in Nigeria and in Africa. So I was invited to come as an examining professor. In my same department, I graduated. This is the Vice Chancellor office. I was invited by the VC and some of the members of the council for dinner, for everything. It's in Punch, online. When last did we celebrate the best lecturer in our department? When last did we celebrate the best scholar in our school? When last did we celebrate the best brain? And that's why many of them are in Japan. Now, I want to encourage all of us. Let's not encourage Japa and encourage Japada. Japada is coming back. Now, if we are going to get it, we need a teamwork. We need a teamwork. That is when we can get it right. So, because of my time, let me stop here and give the lecture for all of us to come and start the second, because I still have another flight to catch. Thank you very much. So I will just start on the grantmanship now. Can you help me upload the second one so that I won't waste time? So I will give the rest of the lecture on circular economy, blue economy, and some other ones to start. So, quickly I will go through this one. Distinguished colleagues and change maker, let me make this statement sound uncomfortable, but it is true. The world does not find idea. The world found well-positioned and well-justified and well-communicated idea. Across community, not only in developing countries, there is no shortage of power of idea. What is missing? Inability to translate them into fundable proposal. Plans are good, intentions are good, but hard work are not being recognized. Many people are working day and night, they are never celebrated. And we are expecting results, nothing is going to work. So good right writing is hard work, world vision meets what? World vision meets what? And passion meets what? Discipline. So behind the classroom, what happened? If you still want to be writing in German and you think that will make you to win grants, it's not going to work. Can it generate, so many of us have many questions to ask. Can it generate income? Can it generate job? How many brilliant research have turned into this? Research gap reality. University must be able to prioritize research, not just talking, and a lot of other things. So I look at it, what changes innovation? What can generate income? Anything you are doing in terms of research that cannot generate billions of dollars in your pocket, it does not worth it. That is, anything that cannot be commercialized does not worth it. University has now become center of excellence and innovation hub. Student gain communication and sustainable funding must be there. So some of my visits to some of this university, I discovered that they are the one producing all the technology we are using. Google today, we are using Google. Google is as a result of somebody's PhD work. How many people have not used Google this week? So MIT in California, in Harvard also, that about that. United Kingdom in China, also Singapore, in Germany, Canada, Australia, even South Africa, they have developed a very strong tide. So you can see now, even in Nigeria, what makes this university production oriented? They are university owned by a research park. They have strong patents and license, startup incubator. Industry are available. And spin-off. There was a time I was giving a certificate by United Nations that some of my research are impacting and contributing to development of United Nations goals. That's why I say whatever you are doing that will not contribute to the development of the world. Today, I have shown us somebody from India, Mitra, that makes shoes from spoiled tomato, from bag. So in Nigeria, there are so many other things that we are also doing all over the world. Now, this might bring us some curiosity before we go to the grant. Who has invented the most innovation? Because if you have a grant and you have a discovery, how do you go about it? So that's why I'm taking all this before going to show us the secrets and some of the success story. One, professor from Yamasaki has the highest number of grants. From US, Professor Thomas has 1,003. This professor has 11,000 patents. 11,000 patents. Yes, 11,000 patents. You can Google it online. Now, ask your neighbor, how many patents, how many innovations have you documented? Or you are documenting excuse, fighting, all those things will not go to help. So these are the guys that have done a lot of innovation. And personally, I've tabled some of them that we can also look at and give them. So really a competitive grant. Now we are now in the business. Identifying national priority. Align proposal with SDG goal. Strong methodology. Demonstrate scalability. Show measurable impacts. What impact will your research have on the problem you have in the community is very important. I've talked about how the whole world is going to improve drastically. Some of it are like this. If you have innovation, is it going to be commercialized? Who is going to buy your innovation? So why are you doing that research if everybody is not going to pursue it or get it? So it's very important. What must be changed in our institution? We now need to establish technology transfer office, encourage application, training research and innovation, incubation center. I've talked about were the proposals that were rejected by funding bodies. Someone will say, Prof, why did you publish in Nature? Whenever I publish a paper in local area now, they reject it. It will be accepted. I don't need to go to US to go and correct my work. So most of those competitive grants I used to win. So you think it's like water. When somebody corrects you and you fall face, you will still remain the same. But if you change, you will be agent of change. So all the rejection has turned them into not working. Another thing, we must now move from research to promotion. We must change our mindset. Research for transformation and from theoretical output towards measurable society impact. Call to action. You must ask yourself these 4 questions. Who has ever benefited from our research in this life? Who has ever? Can you even solve any problem? Can you even generate income? Can it outlive me when I'm no more? Will people talk about it? About Esther said something, doing things over and over without result. So we have a lot of it. What will you do? How will you do it? Why will it work? It's very important. You must now know that there is a base. For you to write a good grant, you must have a baseline data. What are you expecting? Funder will not fund you if you are not expecting anything. Now, I have participated in over 200 reviews in America and Europe, and I've gathered across all disciplines more than 50 cases in this study. So, from Greek, from environment, from natural science, from arts, even from music, I've been able to gather different ideas that I will share with us. Well, this is when monitoring and evaluation come in. Involve with us, all other must bring data. Budget is a strategic tool. Some people, this is why they will never fund their budget or their grants. They just want to go outside and enjoy with their girlfriend. Some want to go and build a house from the grant. You will never be funded because your intention and interior are not pure. Tell me your budget and I'll tell you the most important priority. Organizational capacity. Can you deliver? Sometimes they will just on paper. Some people will send it to me. I'm not saying you should add your name, my name to your paper, but I help you correct. The paper that was rejected in just 30 minutes, 1 hour. Immediately they send it to me and I approve it and read it. It will not be under review. Personality matters. Past experience matters. All these are about here. They have the experience. When last did you talk to them? When last did you visit them? Or you are avoiding them? Or you think you know more than them? They didn't get to that level just like that too. Maybe no. Something happened some years ago that I want you to understand. Experience matters and feasibility matters. Teamwork, strategic partnership. There is what is called movement in White House. There is a particular, one of my friends, the professor, each time I travel out, he always tell me, Prof, there is a menu in Lagos you have to taste. In fact, yesterday, I'm still dreaming of that menu, but the person is no longer in Nigeria. So we now do the video. All of you Google menu in White House, Google menu in White House, or your Google, to confirm whatever I'm saying now. Google menu in White House. Just Google menu in White House. Google menu. Just write menu in White House. Google it. Just White House. Menu, the normal menu, M-O-I, all this kind of thing. Menu in White House. So, immediately, these parents, they find it difficult to train their children abroad. They want to study microbiology. And before they get to know, there was this problem. So my friend said, there is no menu, we have Chaki, Edo, gizzards, 12 bombs inside menu. That Prof, you will take the menu, you will deliver lecture for 10 hours. And that is why I derive some of my strengths. You know, like mother, they know how to garnish and do things very well. All the paprika, everything will be there. Before I know it, they sent and did a video content of the selling menu. The wife of the president go to see people pay for menu in Lagos. And they send a jet to carry both the menu seller and the husband and the children. Now the children have finished microbiology now. Your hard work is going to place you one day. But the information is very, very germane. If information has not gotten to the White House, will the person ever go to the White House? So, past experience she has been working consistency. If you are to win grants and you are not writing, you are not practicing it, you are not going to get it. Team expert is here. That was why I cited that example. Strategic partnership. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do what? Many. So, it's very advanced winning strategy. When last, how many of us have written to the founder this year? A letter of intent. How many of us this year? That letter of intent. What letter of intent is ability to explain your intention to the donor. That I heard Professor Charles in Harvard University won a grant of $500 million. How I would like to also participate in your next call. Please guide me. So in this talk today, I have given us a sample of that letter of intent to benefit every one of us. we can just adapt and change it in our own language to whatever. So before you now start writing a grant, you know this question: what problem is the funder trying to solve? What outcome do they care about? If you cannot get this question right, it's not going to, your proposal will not get to about. Invest in research. There are a lot of websites which I have given. Success is the clue. Start early. Start early. Justification is very, very important. Relationship. If you don't build relationship, somebody has 100 grants. Are you sure they will not give you 101? And somebody has one is just say, now you know what you do, where you win grant. Now you know, hey, there are 5 millionaires and somebody joined them. How many millionaires? 6. There are people, 5 people that gossip and you join them. How many gossipers? 6. Your network will determine your net worth. Your attitude will determine the kind of attitude you are going to scale. Funder asks this, and that's what they put before us whenever we want to screen. When last did you attend events like this? When last did you ask questions? When last did you ask for feedback? You did not select my proposal. Can you tell me what the reviewer said? That was I don't want to show it because I've signed an agreement with the funding body. I will not show such kind of thing. I will have shown it to us. A professor from the US, they sent his proposal to me. And there were 2 of us. There is another Nobel laureate professor that was sent as a reviewer. So we got to know each other. So I submitted my own report and gave the person 70-something. And the other reviewer gave 50-something or 40-something. That will not make the person to win that grant. So the next time we have to be on the same page before they can go. So they appealed to me to change rule and bend so that I can go. And I said, no, I am a distinguished professor. What this person saw is what this person saw. I'm not going to change. Because of this reason, because of this factor, because of this thing. So, when you want to make it in grant writing dramatically, academically, spiritually, and grammatically. Because once you cannot communicate functionally and grammatically, nobody will read your work. And most of time, we use storytelling. So, context matter. Context matter. So, let me give us the secret as a master. Why many of us are not writing is fear. People here seated are far better than me. But fear, sometimes we say, if I write now, what thing I will get? You will get something. Just try today. Reality. These are some of the universities that people sponsor them. Grant writing is like Olympic. There is this one lady in Nigeria that used to win all this. What is her name? Can you remind me? There is it Toby or what? Toby Amuson. Is it possible for Toby Amuson to win Olympic without practicing in her life? So grant writing is like Olympic. If you want to win a medal, you must start writing. And if you have not created enough visibility, it might be difficult for you to be chosen. Because they will go and profile you. By the time they profile you, no journal on Scopus, no journal on ResearchGate, nothing on LinkedIn. Somebody will say, why are you blowing your trumpet? It's better you blow your trumpet because if you do not blow your trumpet, it will become rust. And your enemy will not come and blow your trumpet. That job they were talking I got in US with 58 countries, I'm collecting in dollars every month. It's because some people in US went to my LinkedIn to go and profile me. Somebody will say you are posting on Facebook, you are showing off. Leave them. Blow your trumpet. LinkedIn, post it here. Because you might be the only solution to what the whole world is looking for. But when you do not showcase it, people around you, your faculty and your colleagues, they will never want you to be known. So when will you not get noticed? Except God intervene. So Olympic, grant writing is like Olympic. That's what I'm trying to parallel about. You do it every day, you get it. You just do it and you get it right. Key to success, innovation and creativity is very important. When last did you call program officer? I just said it. In fact, 80%, I have reviewed over 200 proposals all over the world. Yeah, in major funding in America and Europe. I'm not even talking about Asia and Africa, by the grace of God. 80% of people that won that grant, they have interacted with the grant officer before. So the grant officer, what you don't know, those white people, they will not be the one to expose you and guide you and give you guidelines, just like our own tech fund. But when last did you write to them? Just a page is going to surface. So grant process is never wasted. You need to keep it. So let's quickly go to the heart. Grantmanship is like sustainable science, and we need to get it right. Grant is a gift. It must make an impact. If it's not going to make an impact, nobody is going to fund your grant. So, importance of grants in various sectors, it helps us in academics, in environment, in education, and a lot of other things. So, there are various types of funding. We have grants and assistance, cooperative agreements, contracts, type of grants. These are the various types of grants. We have government grants, we have foundation grants, non-profit grants, academic grants, and private foundation grants. Now, somebody can go into a community that I want to be sponsoring my community in Okada. I'm telling you, you will get grants. Somebody can say, I want to focus on the Muslim women, you get grants. Somebody can say children that are homeless, you get grants. Somebody can say PLC students, you get grants. So from this topic now, somebody can say, me, I want us to focus on blind people, you get grants. All the various types of grants in the world, I have gathered them here in this paper. Now, there is a difference between concept paper and the full proposal. If you look at our own text one, they will say a concept note. After you have been selected, they will now request for a what? A full proposal. That will now be around 10 to 40 pages. So government grants have to be federal government, state, or local government. So I have put all of them have their advantage and disadvantage. So there are so many other people like philanthropy, like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. They all give grants. And you really need to know if your institution is applicable. And many a time we used to think, let me tell us, it doesn't have to be federal before you win a multi-million dollars grant. In fact, most of the great universities, they are from private in abroad, and they do better than federal and states. I'm telling you the truth. University is not about name, it's about individual. It is we that are here that's the meaning of this university. Because individual, university can never be made. So what do we need to do? What do we check when people submit proposal to somebody like us? We say funding focus priority. Like Dangote is focusing on his SMO, and you are writing on sugar or salt or something else or medicine. He's not going to give you grants because it's not going to help his business. Eligibility requirements you have to check. Procedure for the proposal, approval timeline. Many of us, when it's not the last day, we don't submit our grants. Some people, if not the deadline day, they will never submit. There is something I saw. Tell me, say, Prof, you point your paper published in all this kind of thing. All those white professors that have retired, when I go for tea break, I will just see them that they are sitting on one white paper, all of them. What are these people doing? Sometimes I took my time one day, and I saw that it is people's research work they are putting on table. So all professors, they will now use their pencil and red biro to correct it. Oh, so that's exactly these people are getting paper in nature. I tried number one. I put my paper before they come for tea. I said, this black guy, you will chance us. Why you have? I said, I want to get nature too. I want to get new. So I put my own paper on their table. So after their tea, they corrected it. I just quickly went to go and sit down, implement all the correction. Before I know what was happening, number one accepted. God, thank you. I don't get these white people's secrets. They said accepted. So some of the giants, when you are not close Grant writing is like this. So quality of a good now, quality of effective grant writing. Number one, quality of the idea and how it appeals to the funding source. Then ability to communicate clearly. Once what you are writing is not clear, it's not going to work. So the process also matters. It must be a good idea. It must fit institutional goals. It must match the idea of the sponsor, and the guideline must be well stated and all of that. An idea is very, very important. Finding different source. You must know, is it federal? Is it private institution? There are so many bodies that give billions of dollars to private institutions. Just private institutions. That's their focus, that's their goal. So from this, my write-up, I've been able to get it. So what do we need to do? For you to play the rule very well, get the guidelines, read the guidelines, and follow the guidelines. So guidelines is very, very important. So if you follow it, it's going to help us to get it right. What are the criteria? Number one, request for proposal. Sometimes they do by invitation, open application review, and notification and follow-up. So grantmanship, you have to attend foundation and workshop. It's very, very important. Customers, communicate and follow up, and a lot of other things. These are some of the corporate bodies that give grants. I've written them for us. Some of them from research, from arts and social sciences. We will find it because of our time. I don't want to. From social sciences, these are the bodies that give highest number of grants, so we can get humanities also, and many other more that our distinguished professors here can also add for us. I might not be able to cover everything. Arts and humanities have their own also that can help us. So if we have our time, let's take time to see critically some of these funding bodies that can help us. So it's a science. Number one, if you want to get it right, content is very important. What does it say? This is rule number one. Number two, form. How is it organized and presented? Style. How is it said? Sometimes they might say it must not be more than 2,000 words. When you see 2001, they will not accept your proposal. So we need to focus attention on it. Apply for grants you can win. Focus on the priority. Make the proposal easy and comply with that. Now, there are 4 rules that we need to know. Number one, what are you going to do? What are you going to solve? What idea do you have? What are you trying to solve? What are you going to do? Why are you trying to do it? How much is it going to cost? How will your success further make you to have impact? If you can answer the lead the blind, lead the blind, walk them step by step, that is only when you can get it. Content matter. Avoid lump sum. Intangible lump sum is not going to work. Now, let me quickly go to the technical aspect. Headline. Why many proposals are not funded is because of the title. Somebody say, riding bicycle. Nobody's going to fund such kind of proposal. Effect of aloe vera. Nobody's going to fund aloe vera. But if I want somebody to fund that topic now, I will now say, using nutraceuticals and functional foods from aloe vera in resolving problem in health sector faced by Okada community. Because the founder always said that you have the community in mind. So your topic from the headline, one, you must not bullet it. It must meet the specificity. It should be more than 21 or 18 words. You need to be sure. So bullets should not be used in your proposal. So once your topic is not catchy, now let me tell you from my experience, some people will draw diagram and they will win grants because they don't know how to communicate, but they will sketch it in the kind of organogram systemically, and before you know it, they will win grants. You don't need to write all the English. You need to write the idea. So for many of us that are afraid, just sketch something, but let it be logical and have an impact. Before you know it, your proposal style matters a lot. So, grant application process, like we said, research and education opportunity review guideline, and another thing. For community, it has a lot of grants that we can apply for. 2 essential rules. Rule number one, if you will win a grant that is up to billions of dollars, number one, always follow the proposal preparation instruction. No exception to this. If you do not follow their guidelines, they will select your, because the reviewer already have a template, like a marking scheme. Once it's not there, details matters. If you want to win a proposal, describe good science and be doing good science, because they will profile you. But by the time they cannot find anything, nobody will get it. So build relationship, identify with the funders, eligibility criteria. Now, let's now go to another important aspect before I will round up. Executive summary is what summarizes all your proposals. Now, you don't need to write 500 words before your proposal will be selected. What is the main objective? Where are you going? What do you want to do? Does he have a result? Does he have a... Now, I will show us 2-3 good people in US and Europe that have won proposal and have adopted what made them to win more than $1 million US. $1 million US. They won up to that. And I'm going to show us what did they write, how did they put it. We have 1,000 applications now. From the executive summary, we will just select like 4 or 5 because we will know this is the basis we used to look out for. Primary objective, explanation of the significance, method, results, just in 100 words. But what is lacking? Oh, nobody. Introduction. Does he have a problem statement? Does he paint a picture? Does he have a justification? Highlight factors from the organization. Once it's not there, goals. Remember specific objective and general objective. What is not there? Deliverables, technical details, budget. If your budget to go outside with your girlfriend is more than the main work, the funder will not fund you. So personnel, equipment, you can buy all those things, but I'm going to give us travel, indirect costs. You can even hire. Some of the things that make some people, like me now, I don't know how to write too much. I don't write 1 page, 2 page. But my past success story is my winning strategy. I don't need to talk too much. I just say I've won over 200 grants, attached 2 or 3, 5 evidence, and by the time they read it and see it, and I'm targeting what they want to solve, they will pick me before somebody that have never write any grant. 2 of us. So, in appendix, why you must not boycott all these our vice chancellor and DVC, and you must make them your friend now. All the people on this item, you must make them your friend. You will see now. So if you are fighting them, you have to finish fighting with them today. Because you will see like a headed paper from your institution. Once they find out, you go and formulate and you don't collect letter from them. And DVC find out what's going to happen. Or vice chancellor find out. So, 1, we have a preliminary and cover letter, proposal and statement of problem. Now, cover letter and a cover page is how you will tell them. Now, like me now, let me give you an example now. Dear distinguished grants donor, I would like to appeal and use your good office to take time in reviewing my application. I know I have discovered this have been done, but I have discovered this, and this will be done. And before you know it, you cover everything. So basic, ensure your university is eligible. Once your university is not eligible, nothing is going to happen. What NEP is call the program officer. What you can things to now consider, what do you need to consider? You now need to consider the deadline, who and who are you writing? Your team. Don't write a grant because somebody is your close friend. They will not do any work when you have that one. They will be your liability. They will be your donor and lot that might not allow you to get to the destined land on time. So, write grants because of what they are going to contribute. Check page limit, maximum margin. In fact, we have rejected many proposals because of margin. Some, full stop. So, appropriate writing style. You must know what kind of, do they want time romance? Sometimes some of them refer upper style, some Vancouver. You need to know what they actually want. Jargon must not be there. You must have idea. Now, this is an example of letter of intent. This is an example of letter of intent. So by the time we get it, it will be very, very clear to us, and I've given us an example of her. So let me be rounding up so that I can take more questions. Type 2 is very important, as I said. Develop horizon. Now, someone will say, Prof, how did you manage to have over 1,000 publications? Let me give you knowledge, because so many people have been asking me. Every day, I make sure I write 2,000 words. 2,000 words in a day times 30 is how many words? Times 365 days, how many? So, I make sure in the morning, when people are gossiping about management, I will take my own laptop, I write 1,000. Before my meal, before I sleep, I write another 500. Before sleeping, maybe another 100. So if I cannot meet with 2,000, maybe hectic day or traveling, even in the plane, I write all those things and I get it done. So if we constitute an habit that every day we write something and shift our mindset from what will not pay us, it's not going to happen. So the secret of my purposing in nature, Lancet, and winning such kind of competitive grants is what we have on the board. What do you want to write on? This is the secret. This is one of the most important slides today. If you have problem of writing, I can use this to summarize 100 page to 1 page for you using this scope. This is my idea. All over the world where I'm going, this is the secret, this is the message. What do you want to solve? What are you working on? How? With what you want to use will help you to solve it. Where are you starting from? When was it discovered? Who are you targeting? So once you can structure your work like this, it will help you in justification and introduction. Now, this is the final one to get it right before I will round up. I use this analogy. In the beginning, we are known with this technology in Okada. Then there is no artificial intelligence. But now, machine learning and deep learning have come. But we still need to put this on data processing so that there will be more of information technology and cyber solution. This is how I resolve my home introduction in all the journal, all the grants. So if you use this one now, you don't need to write 20 words or copy and copy. Write it from your head with this idea. In the beginning, this was unknown. Then, people are still going through suffering. But, introduction of new thing, so that there will be this and that. That is it. When you can communicate like that to a grant donor, nobody will get a proposal. But you are struggling to copy this literature, copy and that. That's why you copy wrong and copy not is not make you to be. So, but use this idea, it's going to help you. So, aim and objective, proposal, is very important. Abstract, executive summary, I've talked about it, is very, very important. Objective must be very clear. Methodology is very clear. Statement problem must be very, very, very clear. And justification is there. So, if your problem statement is not going to capture any problem and documentation is not going to be done properly, people are not going to fund your proposal. So, organize those writing statements very well. Needed a statement. You need to give your work to a language editor. I talk about those old professors that they used to correct when they go for a lunch break. When last did you give your work to the most senior professor in your department, in your faculty? So by doing that, you have 50% chance because they have experience and they have been in the field for a longer period of time. So methodology is very important, and how you want to solve it is very, very important. And not only that, this is it. Develop outcome, communication strategy, build capacity. Do you know that there was a grant I won now in Edo University now? I'm to take minimum of 5 students, 5 staff, 5 other teams to abroad for 5 years now. And they have already paid for their everything. So, yes, winning grants might not be that you want to suffer. It might be that you just want to be training your students. It might be that you just want to train leaders in your community. So, don't think that you must discover a new job. No. Capacity development. You get it, gender sensitive, you can be there. And before you know it, but let's be careful of helicopter scientists. Helicopter scientists are the people that will come and be your friend, romance you. When you are writing, they will steal your idea. Before you know it, they have published it or they have sent it away. So let's be very careful as we are doing all these innovations. So 10 Gantt charts, I'm rounding up. That's how we prepare our budget and proposal. And our timeline is very, Gantt chart is what we use most of the time. And it makes your work to be very, very, so cost is very, very important. Let your costs and salary be reasonable. Do not give yourself 100% of the grants. Definitely, if you win a grant, you are a PI. You collect some certain amount of money. So, you must learn how to operate. Traveling must not be more than too much. Don't go and book business class in your traveling and you use all your funding for business class. Be reasonable with the budget so that the grant donor will be encouraged. So, and you can fly economic, it doesn't make so consultancy, you can pay consultancy. Remember, consulting agreement can be done, equipment can be bought. So I want to give us the percentage so that we can take the picture. So that we know, okay, this is the picture now. This is the picture here. This is it. If you want to write a good proposal that will mean more than $1 million, your personnel must not be beyond 10 to 20%. Consultancy must be between 2 to 5%. Evaluation 1 to 5. Equipment, travel should not be more than 10 to 20%. So we can use 20% of the funding for traveling. Yeah. Training 10 to 25. Research expenses should be between 50 to 60%. Indirect costs 5 to 10%. Anything beyond this, the funder might not be. Appendix, like the picture of what we are doing today now, you can attend it and attach it to some of your grants. And before you know it, they will know that, okay, the university have been doing so many capacity developments, and that means we can give them letter of support. We need the people at the high table here to give a letter of support because they will verify. Maybe you are a staff before they release their fund. So if you fight and you don't know how to play your politics to get your paper down or signed, that will be a problem. So we need to take that into consideration and how we consider that. So I want to show us some example of grants that people have won now that have so these are some of the things we can attach. So in the next 5 minutes I will round up. So review criteria. Why some proposal will never be funded. They don't know what the reviewer look out for. So I have given it to us at our own leisure. We can take time and see how it can help us. So writing in English, some people can be in Anglophone, not Francophone. You can give somebody an English-speaking person to help you. Paid limits, NAS law, some of these modules. 14 reasons why your proposal failed. 14 reasons why your proposal failed. Number 1, you do not meet deadline. Guideline not followed, not intriguing, do not meet priority, not complete, poor literature, and a lot of other things. Once you have the money, congratulations to you as a PI. Remember that you have to ensure that you follow the guideline and everything. Yeah. Now, a rejected proposal is not the end of the game. Recycle it, bring it on board, bring more experts. And if you can do that, I am very, very sure that your publication or your grant is going to be accepted. Evaluation design and question, they are there, well, you find in my lecture notes, to guide us for you to know that, is it outside evaluation? Is it within the box? A good evaluation, what does he want? So generally, dissemination. Why some grant will not be funded is that, how do you want to spread the information? Are you going to do a workshop like this? Are you going to target the end user, acknowledgement, receipts, and a lot of other things? So once it's not dead, and budget manager reporting, cultivating a good honor. So get courses of some success story. I want to give an example of some success story that I gained from some of the people that have won over 1 million. Let me use this as an example. This particular professor He's from US. I want to tell us why he won this grant. He's a medical personnel. He's a professor in health sciences. A consortium of computational modeler. There was a problem of cancer disease. Why did he get it right? In his team, in his research team, that was the reason why he got it right. Involved computational modeler, clinical ontology, people from economics, he included them. People from accounting, he brought them. People from English, he brought them for language editing. Also, what I saw, he brought molecular biologists. Now, he knew he might not have the facility to produce drug and everything. He brought the industry from the beginning. So that wherever he discover, he just license the patent to the industry. They will be the one to produce this, and they will collect the gain together. So this project was over, I think, $100 million. So they use pilot patient genome database, cross-sectional across the field, I've said. Storytelling, they use storytelling, like I said. Clear significance. The proposal, you can see the outcome, was successful because multi-million dollars, because they have, they form a major international health agency. Praise for its integration of what? Another factor that helped them, data-driven design. They put a lot of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and that was what saved us during COVID. Otherwise, what would have happened? So cross-disciplinary collaboration and clear societal impact. So if you are in energy, you will find a kind of proposal. Antimicrobial resistance surveillance, like our dean now working on such line. These are some of the people that won over 100 million from WHO, because I review for them also. So these are some of the proposals. So all of us that we are in this faculty, all the three faculty, we find different things that will help us to get. So I've put it here. We can take our time. And what can help us? So if we are to get it right, like I said, I'm rounding up now, translational research. We need to learn to translate our research. That is when we will get it right. Now, topic. These are the topics that can help us to win. Because some of the topics I was talking about, I've given an example here that will help us to. Now, using solar technology to combat problem of water and electricity supply, and a lot of other things. So these are some of the topics that can help us to win a grant. So take home lesson: dissemination of information and innovation, adoption of innovation, maintaining innovation. On the note, I've talked about research administrator and call to action. It is about turning idea into action, plans into program, vision into measurable change. It's always seem impossible, but it can be done. Be strategic in your thinking. Be disciplined in your writing. Persistence in your application. Power of need assessments include community, stakeholder, and every relevant thing. Theory to logical framework. Theory of change, logical framework, input, activity, outputs, and impact. Impact matters a lot. Communication, risk management planning, centenary grant. Ethics and transparency, accountability is very important. Digital tools innovation, they are very important. They will help you to get it right. Position for global competitiveness. Meet global standard. Meet global standard. Use core language. Demonstrate scalability. Opportunity for funding are everywhere, but those who are strategic are persistent. We assess them. Closing statements. This is more than a lecture, but a paradigm shift that is going to help us to win a globally competitive grant. It's a master class on impact, relevance, and income generating venture. I'm very sure within some months, all of us are going to open domiciliary accounts, because there is difference between alarm and alert. We begin to collect alerts and alarm. When you collect alarm, multi-millions dollars. So if you are here this morning, you don't have a domiciliary account, go and open a domiciliary account. Looking forward to see you at the top. I love you all. Thank you for being here. If you don't stop me, I can talk for the next 10 hours. Thank you. What's next?
authentic. Please, can we put our hands together once again for our guest speaker? Thank you so kindly, Professor Oluwaseun Charles Adetunji, for allowing us the opportunity to listen to your wealth of experience over the years. Like you said, it is our hope and belief that in not so distant time, we will not just be getting alerts, we will also be getting alarms. Please put your hands together for him once again, please. Appreciate him. Very quickly, I'd like to invite the Dean, College of Natural and Applied Sciences, to now oversee the next aspect of this engagement. Thank you.
Are you all? I'm sure you are not tired. Are you all? Authentic, don't worry. We are going to leave here very soon. So the second section is on workshop, and it's like I've discussed with our guest speaker, Professor Adetunji. So he told me that it's not going to take much time. So within 15 minutes, we should be done with the workshop. So students are also included in the workshop, and we want to split the audience into 3 or 4 teams. 3 or 4 teams. The first team is humanities, and it's ought to be anchored by Professor Ochen, but he's not here with us. So we are going to add it up to the second team. That's for social sciences. Dr. Emeka Agba, are you here? I think I saw you somewhere over there. So please, we are going to split the audience into 3 teams. So for social sciences, please, by my right hand side. Social sciences by my right hand side. Then we have engineering. We have the Dean of Engineering is here with us. That's Professor Roland Ezike. So please, we are going to help anchor that team. Professor Roland Ezike for the engineering team. Please, can you just do me a favor by rising up on your feet so that we can be able to split ourselves into the different teams. Like I said, if you are in social sciences, please, can you come by my right hand side? Social sciences. Social sciences. None of us is moving. Are we not interested in this workshop? You are saying no. That's the beauty of... Okay, you are here. Thank you. Please, Dr. Emeka Agba, your people are here. Please come and join them here. By my right hand side, please come and join them. By my right hand side. Then the engineering team. You can see the Dean of Engineering, Professor ACK. He is already here by the left hand side. They are not moving, like the social sciences already here. They say they are in engineering is already there. Yes, maybe we add it up with the sciences. Okay, so because of the time, so the engineering, sciences and technology by my left hand side, engineering, sciences and technology by my left hand side, and the team will be anchored by Professor Asike and also Dr. Omorogiwa, HOD Computing Science. HOD Computing Science, please join the Dean of Engineering. So I want to say thank you even as we proceed with the workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. So let's start with the humanities. Prof, sir. Yes, Prof. Humanity, Prof. So humanity, I was told humanity is here. Yes. So let's form 4 topics. Because the essence of this workshop. Hello? Hello? The essence of this workshop is for me to help the various faculty to go through their proposal and submit to fundable bodies. So, what we want to do now, maybe from Faculty of Law, we come up with 4 or 5 good topics. We can give it to Prof here on the high table because he's a professor of law. He will help us with training, thank it, and he will be included in the team. The Prof, the deputy academics from economics. So we can have a proposal in our PhD to her, they will be included in maybe 5 groups. The dean from Faculty of Science, the same thing. So the essence of what we want to do now, let's have hello. I want us to finish in the next 10 minutes. Okay. This is the most crucial part of this workshop. If we leave here without knowing how to write a good proposal for a grant, then the whole essence is defeated. So what we should do is to be careful, listen carefully this time, and ensure that what we are doing is taken home by everyone. Yeah. Thank you, our distinguished professor. Please don't distributing food. Start me right. This is no time. It is not enough time to look for bread. There are times to look for millet, and millet is power. Please stop distribution for now, then you can resume when we are through. Thank you. Thank you, our distinguished prof. So, let's start from social science, humanities. So, let's come up with 5 different topics that will be led by our dean, our professors, our lecturers. So, from that 5, this is what we are going to do. I will use this as an example now. Let's look at Okada community and Ibinodo. This university is a country now. Hello? Let's assume IOU. Prof, I will pay in dollars, no problem. Thank you, sir. So, I will use them as an example, so whatever faculty will just adopt. So, at the end of the day, hello? There was a workshop we did in Kwara State. All the university in Kwara State, they brought me last year. They were 13 in number. So I did the same workshop. And at the end of the day, within 6 months, they have 100 proposals accepted. 100 proposals. So this is my calculation for our good university here. From each faculty, we will work with 5. But that 5 will just be basis from here. We can go and expand from the message. So we come up with a topic of something affecting Okada community and this particular university. 5 different topics. After the topic, come up with brief executive summary, just like 1 or 2 lines. General objective and specific objective, material and methodology, and how do you want to go about it, and timeline. Something like will not be more than 100 words. We'll go and develop it later, but let's come up with a team. So we'll just send somebody out from our team to just read the topic, but later on, we'll go and create a research cluster. That research cluster will now be from humanities, from social science, from engineering, and from science and technology. So the cluster will manage such grants. So I will also be involved in all the, that's how many now, 20 proposals. So, but now, let's conceptualize something in our feed. I don't know if it's clear.
What I want to see is a summary, like I display the man from America that won multi-million grants. Who do you intend to collaborate with from different fields? Number one, what is the problem? Identify a problem. How do you want to solve the problem? Who do you want to team up with? What strategy do you want to use that will be novel, that will make the work? Then, what is the measurable impact? How will you deliver it? I don't know whether it's very clear. Topics. Who and who do you want to collaborate with in your team? What methodology? How do you want to go about it? What's your timeline? Everything should not be, you can just structure them, maybe in 4, 5, 6 lines. So we just have one representative for the faculty that will present something. Because I tell them a storytelling of how somebody won over 100 million US. And I show us an example. So let's have it from the different group. Same thing with social sciences and engineering too. Let's have something like that. And science and technology. It can be mathematical modeling in resolving a particular disease outbreak. Who do you need to collaborate with? How do you want to solve it? What is the key thing? What is the timeline? Then, after we now have all the proposals, I will now use my closeness with all these people that are also great. We will help you to review it and we will submit it together to CFON. Because in this university, we must need nothing less than 20 grants in this year, by God's grace. I rest my case. In the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes, so that we submit it. Let's come up with different topics that we think, and it must involve your community. One major problem in your field that you want to solve. One major problem. We are problem solver. One major problem. But you know the international community we fund. And that's the essence of this workshop. Well, if we do this workshop and people cannot win more, because 10% is going to the admin and you also enjoy. That is it. writing for all of us that are professors. We can add that from showing, and this was actually what I was saying, to showcase apart from the picture. If possible, people are even they take so that they will add it. Volume. So that means we should add this to them. Yes, we can give to them to encourage all the other children to participate why they miss. That will show the difference. Then there are student grants also that you find in my lecture.
So maybe I should announce that we need the attendance.
Yes,
so that
we need the attendance. Then we will round off. My business account round off. Yes.
Okay, thank you everyone. So we want to round up. So I will call the presenter from science to come and present their presentation. Science. I want to start from the okay. Engineering. Presentation. It doesn't matter that it should be full, but at least let's deliberate on what we will write and collaborate together. Then I will look for some other experts around the globe to join us. Maybe professor from law in US that will join our team to strengthen our proposals so that it will not be only us. It will be international. And
Thank you, sir. From engineering, we have about 5 topics to look into. The first project title is From West to Wealth, Plantain Based Valorization for Okada Community. As for me, in Okada community, we have a lot of plantain produced here, and most of them in the process during the time of production because of seasoning, some of them are being listed in the market. So as a result of that, we are trying to solve that and find the problem and seeking for grants for that. The second topic is sustainable water supply and treatment systems for soft drinks, water in the Okada community. Water also is challenge in the community, and we need a potable water to serve the Okada community. So we see it as a challenge and a problem that we need to solve. We also look at producing this water, we're looking at using energy engineering smart borehole to produce these drilling holes to supply water with Internet of Things, monitoring for rural water rehabilitation in Okada. We also look into the design and deployment of decentralized water treatment system in Okada community. So you can see that most of these projects are linked, community linked. And also look at development of biomass-based energy system using agricultural waste for sustainable power generation in Okada community. These are the projects. So coming to the first, we looked at as it is, Okada community in Edo State is a major plantain hub, but over 40% of the harvest plantain becomes waste, peels, systems, and rejected fruits dumped in market and farms. This causes methane emission, blocks drainage, and wastes potential income. Women traders lose an estimated 2,000 to 5,000 daily to spoilage. So our solution is to set up a community-led plantain waste processing hub to convert peels, stems into 3 high-value products. 1. Animal feeds. 2. Organic fertilizer and compost. 2. Biomethanol or fuel for baking. We will train 200 women and youths in Okada on collection, processing, and marketing over 18 months. The impact: it diverts 300 plus tons of organic waste from dumping annual, creates 16 direct jobs, increase income of 200 households by 35%, and adds local emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, because when these decompose, methanes are produced, and also other gases that cause greenhouse. Also, then another will be documented for replications in 5 other plantain growing local government areas in Edo State. The funding request, we are requesting for about 37 million to cover small-scale processing equipment, training, initial market linkage, and MSc. I don't like that kind of clapping. Let's clap for them very well. In fact, I'm very, very confident. Let's clap for engineers again. I don't like that kind of clapping. So, because you could see from their work, they have the community in mind. They first of all look for the problem. They went to the community. You can see the strategy they want to do. Then capacity development. They told us how they will disseminate, the people they will train. There is no how they will not select such kind of proposal. They want to propose for them. So, science, are we ready? Okay, social sciences. Humanities. Okay. Okay, it doesn't mean just one idea is okay, not all the idea, just one. One is okay, present on one, because of our time.
What's the other microphone?
Just one, just present on one. Mm-hmm. The best one.
Come to the stage now.
Mm-hmm.
Standing on existing protocols. So we have a number of topics here, but one of the most important that we have drafted here has to do with entrepreneurship skills development for Okada community. The aim is to help in alleviating poverty, to create jobs, and also to help create wealth for the indigenous persons of this community. So we hope to engage in some training that will enhance handwork skills so that in the long run they will have jobs and not rely on government or go into crime or criminality to look for money. Then we also have something on a sensitization workshop for the community youth to make them to disengage from online fraud. Is something that has become persistent today. People look at it as the fastest means of making money. So the aim is to create awareness. The aim is to create legal awareness for the legal implications for this crime, and then to shift. The aim also is to shift the attention away from this crime to more legitimate means of making money. Then there's also something here that we also drafted on barriers to girl child education in Okada community and strategies for inclusion. The aim also is, in this community here, in some places, in some parts of this community, we have seen where young girls are into prostitution at night, unfortunately. So, in addressing this problem, we hope to improve human capital development where human resources will not be allowed to waste. Then we also have something here on food security and post-production management in Okada.
Okay.
This is a rich farming community. In this place, plantain, cassava, cocoa are being farmed here. So how there can be good management of these products after they have been produced, after they have been harvested, to sustain food security in the future is very paramount. Then we also have something here on theater for development approach to solving the problem of female genital mutilation in Okada.
Animation without borders.
Yes. So we hope to work with especially those in the medical area to see how we can achieve this. So we're still drafting some others. There's one in my place for them, very interesting. There was a grant, I know some times ago, with social science artists and animation without borders, that farmers that cannot speak English will interpret using drama, using everything. So there are so many approaches to win grants. So I want to apply for them. Thank you very much. Engineering and earth and science. Okay. So engineering is coming. So you can see the essence of this workshop, that people grab everything, even though they may know. That is the essence. Thank you very much, distinguished guest speaker. For the sciences, we consider Thank you very much, Susan. For the sciences, we consider Okada being an agrarian area, and Okada being noted for its products, and with the presence of the university and increasing population. So, and there is increase in plastic use, and dealing with the plastic is something we have not been able to look at. So as a community, we look at the community. One of the topics we want to address, programs we want to address, to have an innovative community-based approach to plastic waste management. The idea of this, we want to try and look at primary schools or secondary schools. Because of the nature of the soil, it is marshy most times in rainy season, dusty during the dry season. We can look at creating probably interlock blocks using plastic waste to help the primary and secondary school, and it will also help to reduce probably some kind of disease outbreaks that will be associated with the different products. And we are still going to look at it, an AI system that we will use to monitor the footprints of plastics. If you look here now, this university community now, we are generating a lot of plastic from here. So what do we do with it? So we should have a way using AI to monitor the footprints of the plastic, and finally we can use it for the purposes of helping the secondary school and primary school. Secondly, because of the agrarian nature of Okada, there's a lot of pesticides coming in uncontrolled, and they use it has its effects on both the soil, water, and many of them are endocrine disruptors. We tend to use AI also to see how we monitor, identify those pesticides that are coming. Most of them might be very illegal. Most of them might have been banned, I have seen, throughout the world, but they still find their way to the markets here uncontrolled, and they are being used. Another, we cannot talk without talking of food in this area. If you go to our markets and they're around us, we have a lot of organic wastes. Organic waste that they cause pollution. They are sources of breeding ground for diseases and all that. So what we intend to do, we want to use it to develop a source of novel source of proteins. How do we want to do it? We're going to gather those organic wastes, and we're going to use the black soda fly
the larva has been known, the fly does not transmit any disease. With that black spider, we are going to use it to digest the organic waste, and the larva will now be used as a source of protein for animal feed and poultry, which will be used.
Wow.
Finally, Okada is known for its timber, and there is a lot of logging going on in this area. And as we speak now, all the timber, they are gone. They are gone. The source of timber in this area now is from Ondo State and others. So the logging business is gone. So we intend to see creation of a nursery, a tree nursery, eco-restoration, so that we have to plan a reforestation plan with the community, so that the community owns it, and we use AI to monitor it. We can start with the university, which has enough land to do it, and prepare the university for carbon credits gains. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for science. Is there politics from science? Anyway, let's clap for him again. Very good. So, from today's talk, you can see that we don't need 10 days to learn to get it. So there are a marine of problems in Nakuna, but what can help us is a high spirit of camaraderie and ecstasy. That is how we can get it right. And from what I have seen today, I can tell you in some months and days to come, Okada University is number 1 in Nigeria. Because something good is coming to us. From what I am saying, today is a day of a new beginning. You know, see, within short free period, idea has come. So, within 2 weeks, let's develop the proposal, send it. I will look for people that are giants also, all over the world, to join our team. Maybe professor from Harvard, Oxford, and we join in with us. So, we will now submit the proposal. You don't need to put my name, no. But I will ensure Okada get his vision. Let me allow our distinguished VC to talk.
Thank you very much, my distinguished Prof. Our colleagues here seated, we have an assignment for all of us now. Within the next 2 weeks, I want this proposal developed. We shall forward it to our friend who will look at it, do some maximum or minimum corrections, add some good news, so that any time there is need to submit the proposal, it will assist us to submit it. All the colleges, engineering, social sciences, science, art if possible, please let's do something so that we can submit in 2 weeks, so that we don't waste time with it. 2 weeks, we will submit to our friend here, and of course, he will assist us, and then when the need arises, we will submit it and see how much we can do. With the assurances we have, we know that that will be the first breakthrough for all the colleges. Let us again put our hands together for a very dynamic. Thank you. He has done so well, and I'm so proud of him. You know, this is kind of thing all colleges should be planning to organize. You bring people like this, for a lecture like this, a workshop like this, they call it a seminar, and then we're all learning. Even me, I've written so much. I'm going to prepare to within the next 2 weeks so that I partner with him. This is on our level, at our level this way. We already do. You know, we can't do much research you do as you do now, but we are going to do our own training. Those are the type of training we want. We want to also win and train people. You know, so we'll do that too within 2 weeks. Do I have the assurances from our colleagues? Thank you, and God bless you. So much. Mr. Chairman, and our distinguished guest speaker. To the participants, we thank you for your patience thus far. Please, can we put our hands together for ourselves once again? I can guarantee you that this event is going to come to a close in the next 2 minutes. Trust me. I know you are happy to be here and I can't wait to go. So quickly, I'd like to, in our usual fashion, invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Asaitin George Zabua, to kindly present a plaque to our distinguished guest speaker as a way of saying thank you for honoring our invitation and also thank you for doing justice to the topic of discourse here today. Please can we give him a round of applause as he does that.
On behalf of our Digital Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu Ezemoyi, PhD FAS, staff students of Igbinobi University, we present this to you as a token of our appreciation for all that you have come to do. We enjoy your lecture and we are proud of you. Thank you.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor is also going to present.
In the same way, we give you this. This is our signal. Take it, use it, and God bless you.
So, Professor, at least thank you very much, Prof.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my erudite professors, everyone in attendance, I want to say thank you. And I am very sure, and help me, sir, help me deliver my message to the distinguished VC, that I'm very, I have no doubt or regrets I didn't go to Malaysia. This is more rewarding to me because of the impact. So help me say thank you to the manager and the governing council. I'm very happy. And to all of you, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the greater heights. If God tarry in coming, I love you. Thank you for bringing me.
Thank you so kindly, Prof. Very quickly, the Dean of the College of National Applied Sciences has asked me to tell the students to ensure that they sign their attendance, ensure your name is on the attendance sheet. When students say they don't want to go, they are happy to be here so we can continue. So quickly, I would like to invite for the vote of thanks, I'd like to invite the University Librarian, Professor Lockett Tijani Amsalami, to give us the vote of thanks. Please, if you give him a round of applause, he'll come here and do that.
Thank you, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Are you happy too? By the power vested on me, I thank the Almighty God for bringing us here safely. And we'll be going back to our various classes, our various homes, safely. We also thank the chairman of the occasion. We thank the guest speaker. Everybody is blessed, including me. I want to tell you that I just ran a title, Re-engineering the Institutional Database for Open and Equitable Access at IUO, a free database. And quickly I aligned all the things he taught me. We are happy to have more knowledge added to our own knowledge. And he gave me 6 sponsor bodies that I can approach, including Google, that can sponsor.
You see, he has given me an idea that we can have a free database in IO, and some organization can sponsor us. We thank him for what he has done for us. We are happy, we have listened to the lecture and we enjoyed the lecture. In as much as I have enjoyed it, I'm quite sure you have enjoyed this too. We thank you, sir, the speaker. You are a wonderful creature. You have enlightened our minds. We thank everyone that has found time to come here, including our crew, and all the system we put in place. We are grateful, and God bless you all. Thank you as you go back to your various classes. We thank you all. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Very quickly, I will take a few announcements before we go. We will rise for the closing prayer. After the closing prayer, I will take the university anthem and national anthem. And then, while we are still standing, the chairman and the team at the high table will exit outside for the group photograph. Students are also enjoined to join outside for the group photograph. It is on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that I once again thank you and commend you for your patience and your time. Shall we rise for the closing prayer? To take the closing prayer is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research, Professor Mrs. Blessing Ese Olubi. Please, can we give her a round of applause?
Are you all? Are you all? Are we happy? We are happy. I'm so happy to be here. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Father, we thank you. We appreciate you for this day. You started with us and you ended with us. Thank you, Jesus. We pray that all that we have learned, O Lord, King of glory, give us the enabling grace to work on them so that the end of the day will be good and successful researcher in the name of Jesus. At the end of the day, we'll make ourselves proud. We'll make our department proud. We'll make our university proud in the name of Jesus. Papa in heaven will commit the speaker, Professor Adetuji, into your hand. We pray, oh Lord, that you connect to protect him. Whenever he travels from air by land, oh Lord, connect to protect him. We cover him with the precious blood of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you, Jehovah, because you are God. Once again, we thank you, oh Lord, for our Chancellor, who gave the vision for the development of human capacity. We place him into your hands, oh Lord, connect to guide and bless him in Jesus' name. Father in heaven, take us to our different destination. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen.
Thank you so much. Please remain standing as our guest speaker and the members of the University Management make their way out. Staff and students are also invited to join them outside for the group photograph. Thank you very much everyone for being here. We know you enjoyed your time and we didn't even want us to close. So hopefully we can do this again sometime next year. Have a very wonderful weekend.
I'll be living like I don't care. Live my life under nobody there. If not just me, I'll be doing anyhow. Because nobody go there to challenge me. Nobody's supernatural. Love just the spirit of the carnival. The personality, no matter what. Individuality cannot make us down. I've seen nice things for a while. Don't let anybody push you to the wall. My family, I make us fall. Secret society, I make us fall. Don't want to be popular, preacher. Don't want to be myself, I keep us all. I'm not saying that we get to run for people. If I was a compassion, to watch you be a fan. So make you just do your thing, like I do my thing. If I let you live in this, better keep you feeling like a king. And talking nothing, stop the buzzing and stop the buzzing. Cause in the sound, I want it to vanish you. My love, I'm great, I'm not where I'm in, my love. My love, I'm great, you keep on going, don't make this money. My love, I'm great, I'm not where I'm in, my love. My love, I'm great, you keep on going, don't make this money. I said, who gets me up in here? Don't go tell anybody, stay. love, my love. She said, Ricky, Jaja, Jaja, Jaja. Go, shawty. Girl, it's your birthday, go, shawty. You know it's your birthday, go, shawty. Yeah, it's your birthday, go, shawty. You know it's your birthday, I'm a lady. Dance to the beat, no they frustrate me. Liking the way you concentrate, the way that you went at your body, yeah. Baby, come on, lady. Dance to the beat, no they frustrate me. Liking the way you concentrate, the way that you went at your body. Sing like baby, I'm my out. Like every day you get fire. See my baby, my love. She said, Ricky, Jaja. Go, shorty. You know it's your birthday. 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 Only you I go dance for. Lose control, no be my fault. And every time I'm with you, I feel so cool. I know scent take my mask off. See, baby boy, you be jealous. Handcuff me, no go leave me, oh. You be one in a million. Make a chop all your millions. I did pay make me last long. I don't feel it without you, my love. The thing I feel for you, they strong. Don't you switch on me, boy, my love. See, like my out. Like every day you get the fire. See my baby, my love. She said, Ricky, Jaja. Swaps. I want to see share commuter 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Àti kékeré ló ti gbọ́ Sunday tó bá lóyún àti Saturday láti mọ̀. Mo máa ṣáàyè ìmọ̀lógó, já sórí ìyọlógó. Show your color, bàtà máa gbogbo. When you like ológo, ológo. Ẹ wá ká máa lọ tún máa kọ́ ló. Olóko mi jọ ọmọ ò máa jẹ́ ló. Mr. Money ìbílẹ̀ ṣòwò. Frequently, high frequency. Emergency, stop money, no go silent. My baby Bella, I wanna love you forever, baby. You remember, my baby Bella. You don't need any of this battery. I don't need any of this one. How many job is? If you don't see me a plug light, you don't need this one. So plug your dial and video light. In case you don't see me a plug, you put that thing for side. You know that outside it all. In case you don't see me a plug that light for direct. Why? Carry on now. Hey, Mike, no give up to Mike now. Mike, they go low. I'll use my car. Carry on, I'll use my car. My baby Bella, I wanna love you forever, baby. Remember, my baby, remember. 'Cause I spent all my time on you. I'm on with the vibe, you know I love it, give it to me, Jaja, my shaki to pop, skip it, Babylon, my topi, Babylon, I don't knock on your door, give it to me, Jaja, my shaki to pop, skip it, Babylon, my topi, Babylon, I don't knock on your door.
Do you understand the formula? Do you understand the formula? Do you understand the formula? Formula, formula. Do you understand the formula? Do you understand the formula? Do you understand the formula?